Hello, everyone. Everyone who's watching in the distant future, most likely. Let me just check I'm streaming. I am, that's me. Wait, in the distant future? Yep. And I'm like 10 seconds delayed. Welcome back to another stream. For some reason, I didn't hear that Discord notification, which is a bit concerning. We're here early in the day, relatively, 6:50 p.m. And Heath is already here, well done. It's been an unbelievable amount of time. This is, I think, the longest amount of time I've ever had between streams. Alita, oh god. This happened between last stream and this one, which is whenever you search my channel now, a bunch of Kyle videos show up instead, and you have to, like, scroll down to find my channel. So I need to get back on the video making, grind, I suppose, so that I can get my channel back at the top. But I'm back after 2 weeks of no streams. I don't know how long this one will be, but I'm here. I'm in the middle of chapter 129. Of what? Of Vinland Saga? Of, no, probably, Monster, I guess. I think Kyle's reading Monster for some reason. I don't really know why, but it is what it is. You're interrupting. That's okay. How am I supposed to finish my Crash script tonight? Oh, yeah, true. Kyle's also playing a bunch of games that are really boring, but that's okay. I gotta get back to uploading the VODs. True. Okay. Quite frankly, I don't have anything planned, you know, as I typically don't for these past few streams. I have two things in my notes. One of them says Vinland Saga is over. So I don't know if we can talk about that, or I can at least like kind of maybe browse the subreddit or something. I have no idea. And the other thing, which I don't have a single thing to say about, so I'll just mention it now. Oh my god, Ethan Klein is like suing people, and it's like a new video that I watched, and oh my god, it's really not that crazy at all, and I don't really care that much, but it's a thing that's happening, and I've been talking about Ethan a bunch, so just thought I'd mention it. But as is typical, we're gonna go through the tweets. I feel like there's been some fantastic art that I've retweeted, some fantastic things I've watched. Now, dear God, I gotta remember like what I was up to. I think we talked about that, or like showed this, and cool Asa, cool Android, cool another Android. This thing we talked about, Kobeni. Was this here last time? This is sick. This is one of the coolest pieces of art ever of the great Famine Devil. Some cool, excuse me, Chainsaw Man art, some more Nayata art. One last unannounced chapter hiatus. That's the Vinland Saga I know and love. This was a very funny Mir tweet. Very true. This is cool. I like this. I like the lighting and stuff. It's like really neat. Cool art. Tell the part 2 haters to drop the manga and they start to crash out. True. I thought this was really funny. What have I consumed? Wait, was this all since last stream? When was the last time I streamed? Let's say 14 days ago. When is that? Like the 11th or something? How to Train Your Dragon, I watched that. Then I watched 28 Weeks Later, which is the part 2 of a zombie series. So it's 28 days later, if for some reason you haven't heard of this. Then there's 28 Weeks Later, and then very recently, like last week, 28 Years Later came out. So I watched the part 2, which I hadn't seen. For reference, I like part 1 quite a bit. Part 2, I also like quite a bit. And then I just watched recently part 3. I read a book, if you can believe it. I'll talk more about this in the digest as to why I read it and stuff like that. But I did read a book called No Longer Human. It's crazy. This is the second book that's ever been on digest. The first one was like Algorithms to Live By, I think, back in 2023. I think I read that back when I was in America. And that was a pretty bad book. I guess we'll see what I think about this when I get to it. I mean, it wasn't a bad book, The Algorithms to Live By. It was kind of like a book where you probably shouldn't listen to the audiobook. You should probably like read it and pay attention and like even write notes or something. I don't know, but this is a novel. Listen to the audiobook, of course. Then I went in person to a movie theater, if you can believe this, and I watched How to Train Your Dragon, the live action rendition of this story, which was pretty interesting. You know, I don't typically go to the theater. I went by myself, that's pretty typical. And then the next week, on the same day, so this was a Monday, and the next Monday, I went into the theater again, and I watched 28 Years Later. So kind of crazy. Look at that. I'm just going out to places. And yes, this is the same theater that me and Kyle went to, and we went and watched Nosferatu, so isn't that just lovely? So stay tuned for the digest that will hopefully be coming out, like, within a week. I want to get on top of those again, to see my thoughts on this. But speaking of digests, I finally also caught up on my great April and May stuff that I'd consumed. So if for some reason you don't follow me on Twitter, guess what? This is out. You can go have a look. I don't know if there's anything interesting to people. Florida Project, I didn't have too much to talk about. Mitchell's versus the Machines, that's like pretty popular. People might want to be interested in that. Solos, if you... I would say, like, even if What? This is an interesting show, okay? Watch this solo section, or at least like the intro to hear what you think and see if you find it interesting. Lighthouse, I had absolutely nothing to say. You Can Live Forever, it's a movie, interesting. Black Mirror Season 7, I had a lot to say about. I don't know, what else? Garden of Sinners, I didn't want to... Basically, all this latter stuff I'd already talked about, I didn't want to say much. So Garden of Sinners, One Direct Priority, Serial Experiments Lane, Last of Us, Doctor Who, I'd all talked about that. And then there's the great Baldur's Gate 3, so I talked about that a little bit, but... Digest, am I right? It's back in action. With a... This was... I didn't like this choice of my face here, but, you know, I had no choice. I was in a rush, I just wanted to get it out yesterday. Anyway. Let's see what the chat is saying. I read that already. I didn't watch Digest yet. That's okay. It's still there. It's an hour and a half. But you did say the shitty Florida movie was better than The Great Enora. That is very true, and it almost immediately obvious when I watched that opening section of the Florida Project. I'm like, yeah, man, this is a better movie. I'm nearly finished Monster. Yeah, good for you. Okay, one day I'll watch the anime. You know what I'm waiting for? And apparently, I'm still on Patreon for Film Buff. I thought I canceled it a while ago, but I guess it hasn't been a month yet. But Film Buff has not reacted to the final... Wait, what was that? Ironheart? I said Ironheart notification. Film Buff still hasn't reacted to the finale of Doctor Who, and I'm on the edge of my seat. He's definitely scamming people at this point. I mean, not definitely, but, like, I feel like it's pretty likely. Okay. Wait, am I crazy? Ironheart. That's like the Iron... Does that come out today? I just had a notification from Disney Plus. I should probably consider watching this. It's interesting. June 24th. That's like today in America. Oh my god, how exciting. I just completely lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was saying, but true, Film Buff scamming me. I could totally read all of part 2 in a week after this. We'll start, okay, and then we'll see. I honestly don't want to reread part 2 probably until it's either confirmed to be finishing soon or when it's over, because I don't want to get the same situation where I'm like, okay, I caught up, and now there's going to be like 20 more weeks of like waiting week to week, and I'm like, god damn it, I should have just waited. So I don't know. Are they even going to announce like when Chainsaw Man ends? Like, is that a typical thing? I know they've done it for Vinland, but Vinland's like a really long running thing, right? Do they do this for like most things? I have no idea. You know, watch out. I am. Midland Saga, no. I did a crossword today. That takes me back. Oh god, excuse me. That was a bad era of this stream back when I had to do crosswords. Oh my goodness. Why did you read No Longer Human? I'll talk about it in the digest why I read that. After I eat Elitari, we can react, I suppose. Well, I don't know if we can. I want to keep this relatively short, but if you... We'll see. We'll see. When you get back, let me know. I guess it depends what you mean by eat. Like, is it going to be like an hour or going to be like 20 minutes, you know? So why did you read that book, Elitari? What a great question. We'll get to it in the digest. I'm trying to build anticipation for the digest. Not really, but if I say everything here, no one's going to watch it, and there's like no point of the digest at all. IGN gave that new 28 movie a 9. They said it was very culturally relevant like the original. I guess one thing I can say, because I will talk about that movie a bit, 20, because I'm probably not going to talk about this stuff in the digest. There's 3 movies, okay? 28 days later, 28 weeks later, 28 years later. So there's 3 movies, okay? Firstly, all zombie movies. I'm a big fan of zombie movies. I don't know if people here know that. I love zombie movies. Let's look at the IMDb's. Oops. These 3 are all incredibly different movies, which is really cool. I kind of like that. This first one, firstly, I watched it a while ago, and then like the day that I watched 28 years later, I watched like the reaction video the Blind Wave put out. So I was like it was like a little refresher. But this is like a very kind of stereotypical like zombie outbreak is starting. We skip like the actual initial outbreak, and we're following this guy who's like learning about the new world that he like woke up in, and he like goes and takes refuge somewhere, and then that refuge place is destroyed, and then he ends up somewhere else, and then that refuge place gets destroyed, and at the end, I mean, just spoilers, I guess, for this movie, by the way, so I would suggest watching it, I guess, but actually I won't spoil the ending, but yeah, it's like basically like that, where it's like, okay, new person is waking up in an apocalypse, has to deal with it. That's this movie. Really well done. I like it. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5 or something. Nothing special. I wouldn't really like say like, oh, this is like one of my favorite zombie movies or anything like that, but it's just well made. The most interesting thing is probably like the directing, I guess. Like, it's really good to look at. this shot is like really memorable. I don't know why it like stands out. Oh god, like the shot on the bridge or whatever, like with the Parliament. Is that Parliament House? I don't know. I see it in the Sherlock all the time. Whatever. This thing is really cool. That's this movie. Like it, 4 out of 5. This movie, 28 weeks later, is like very different. Obviously, it takes 28 weeks later after the outbreak, right? And the interesting thing, I guess, this is minus spoilers here. They actually like succeeded in like pushing back the zombie apocalypse, and they almost defeated it, which is kind of crazy. Because the zombies in this universe, they're not like really special beings or anything. They're literally just humans who are like rage induced, like they're rage zombies or whatever. And it's interesting, you know, because they actually push it back. And the whole premise of this movie is like, oh, actually one zombie comes back and we have to deal with the outbreak. And this movie is like an entirely different thing. It's basically just like an action piece where you're like trying to get away from zombies the whole time. And it's like very different. Now I'm not going to talk too much about it because I have to talk about it in digest, but that's this movie. 28 years later, and I guess major spoilers here because it's just recently out. This is an incredibly different movie where it's like literally 28 years after the zombie apocalypse, and it's like following like the different type of society that has like evolved around this, like on this island that is quarantined. And you're seeing like both how the humans evolved and how the zombies themselves evolved. And it's an interesting divergence from the past 2 movies. And I think I can clearly say now it is definitely the best of the 3. Like this of all the 3 movies, this is one I would say is a really, really good zombie movie. I like this a lot. Yeah. So, I don't know. Stay tuned for the digest, I guess. But anyway. And also, they're all like 3 quite separate movies. Like, they do technically all tie together. They're all the same universe or whatever. But you can watch any of these in any order, and it probably wouldn't make any difference. There's no like character overlaps or anything like that. So if you wanted to just watch this recent one by going to the theaters, you easily could. And you'd get the gist of it, and there'd be nothing that you're missing out. So yeah, those are my 28 universe thoughts, okay? The great algorithms live by, true. He admits you don't pay attention when you're listening to audiobooks. Sometimes it's harder to pay attention. Yeah, I obviously agree. Imagine going to the theater without me. That's true. I just realized I have to rank everything I watched in the first half of the year soon. Oh, true. The year's almost half over, and I haven't started One Piece yet. Isn't that crazy? Film Buff is way behind me in Monster. He sucks. Isn't he like really far into it? I have no idea though, but I don't really pay attention. IGN said the first one was about 9/11. Was it? I don't remember. And this one is about COVID or something modern? I have no idea. I didn't get any of that. 9/11? Well, I don't even know what that has to do with 9/11. What does this one have to do with COVID? I actually have no idea. Like, not even like symbolically. I'm like, oh, maybe I truly don't know. That's kind of crazy, but interesting. Mr. Gems is here. Hello. And then Big Ben. True. Okay. That's like the earliest that I've started a rant on stream. But yeah, stop killing game. What is this? Let's get a hint at this.
You know what this is right here, pal? Huh, tough guy? You feeling lucky? Yeah, that's right. Spirit Fingers. Do you know why? Because it's been about 30 hours since I last slept, and I've done 3 different intros, all of which crash and burned, and I am off my gourd, so now I'm going wacko mode. But, even in my sleep-deprived state, I am still lucid enough to recognize how cattywampus the AAA gaming space has become. Like, the gaming industry has so many things that I have bitched and moaned about. Probably the biggest practice that I've been most vocal about, not exactly shy on, is the topic of you will own nothing and be happy. The Ubisoft motto. God rest that company's soul. What a pile of dog shit. But it's not just Ubisoft. That has become a prevalent...
Okay, wait, what does Ubisoft make? I don't know much about games, okay? They're like Assassin's Creed, right? Am I crazy? Stargate, Ubisoft, Sparkle. That's like the only thing I know them from. Okay, Assassin's Creed. I've heard of Rayman. I've heard of Tom Clancy's. Far Cry I've heard of. Just Dance. They make Just Dance. That's kind of crazy. But I've heard of Watch Dogs. Okay, so big company.
Business strategy across the gaming industry. You will own nothing. You will be happy. You're basically... You come away with the idea of ownership of whatever games you purchase. I've worn this topic out more than a fleshlight in a frat house, but it is something I am very passionate about. The gaming industry is getting away with more and more garbage where they'll take a shit in your mouth and you're expected to thank them for adding...
Wait, did we finally... Is this like an example of like a popular game, like Assassin's Creed, whatever, the latest one, that used to be available and is like taken away now and no one can play it? Because that'd be kind of good and interesting.
Some flavor to your taste buds. It's terrible. And there is an initiative that has been aiming to fight back.
Because I could imagine that affecting me. You know, all of my complaints, like whenever I like argue against this, I guess, about how, like, I don't really care about, like, I'm happy to pay for subscription services or whatever, because the stuff I watch, like, never really gets taken away. Like, it never really affects me that much. This is something that could, if this is actually what happened. We'll see.
Against a lot of these practices that I think really need some big overhaul. And it's an initiative that I think a lot of you are probably very familiar with. It's called Stop Killing Games. And I've followed it since its inception. I've talked about it on stream quite a few times, though this is my first video going over it. And I regret that now because I see it wasn't going as well as I thought it was. Admittedly, I didn't follow how successful the initiative was, only that it was aiming to do good for consumers, and that it was taking proper steps legally to get there, and it was going through all of the right channels. And now today I watched a video from the guy that's spearheading this. His name is Ross. He posted a video called The End of Stop Killing Games, where he's giving an update on where everything's at and how it's kind of at the finish line here with a lot of failure to show for it, with only a few other chances to fight back. Now, before getting into the weeds on the topic, I want to get this in the beginning because I imagine the vast majority of people won't watch the whole thing. I'm putting a
I don't know if this is worth watching. I have no idea what this is. Is this some drama that I just am not aware of? I have no idea. Oh, yeah. It was about how no one's safe because 9/11. Okay, maybe in the most... Maybe that's what the creator said. I have no idea, but that's a very boring reading of that movie. I'm gold. Congratulations. No one is the next tier yet, I don't think. Bacon will be the first if he stays on. Did you see Mutaha made a "Don't buy the evil Switch 2" video, then bought the Switch 2, then apologized for buying the Switch 2 because his audience was mad at him? No, I didn't see any of that, but that's very funny. I guess I don't know if that's actually true, but if he did do that, that is the type of person that I don't like. The person who complains about the Switch 2 and then buys it anyway, okay? Yeah, the people I respect are the people who complain about it and then don't buy it, you know? But...
a link to the full video on Stop Killing Games, as well as a link to where you go to help support the Stop Killing Games initiative, because there's only a little bit of time left for the most important parts of it now that it's at the end. So if you know what the movement is and want to support it but didn't know where, the resources are in the description, or if you want to get it right from like the source, I have a link to his video. But we're
going to keep going until we get like the hook, okay? He's going to give us the intro, we're going to understand what's going on here, and then I'll decide if we're going to keep watching.
Go into it myself here because it is a topic that I do feel very strongly about. But for those that don't know anything about Stop Killing Games, I'm going to let him explain it in his own words, so that way you can get an actual, correct, informed explanation of what the initiative is. And the reason I say it like that, kind of like fucking all, pinky out, snooty, is because a lot of people don't even really know what this is because of people like Pirate Software completely misrepresenting what the initiative was.
Oh, it's like a Pirate Software thing? Oh, no.
As a refresher, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement to stop publishers from effectively destroying video games they have already sold to customers.
I'll pause right there. The simplest bare bones birthday...
That is actually interesting. I've never thought about it. Like, should a company have the right to force an update of a game? I don't know. It depends if you like consider update, like, is a game a game or is it software? I don't even know. Like the issue, like, oh god, what if it's like an online game? What if it's a single player game? I don't have any stance on this. I would have to like think about this a long time. I have no idea. Oh boy.
Suit, butt-ass naked explanation for what this is. Stop destroying things that people have paid money to own. I think that is a very understandable, very reasonable take.
Yeah, okay. I don't know where we're going with this. If it is about like updates and updates ruining games or something, I feel like that can't be it. It'll probably be something else, but like, maybe let's keep watching before I wait.
Agreeable. Now I want to quickly jump to a different spot in this video because I think it's important to have this in the beginning because it's something a lot of people have heard that comes from someone that is just wrong about it. It's the Pirate Software portion. Ross is addressing the video Pirate Software made many months ago. Ross even says that he didn't plan on doing that because he didn't want to be seen as using this for drama farming because it would start to make...
I have no idea what they're talking about. What does it mean to like stop destroying games? Why would a company destroy... Are we going to get like some context here? I guess this video maybe assumes that you've seen the original or something. I don't know.
Less of like a legitimate initiative and more of just like drama slop content type thing. But he finally starts talking about Pirate Software here because it's at the end of the life cycle of this initiative and it's not looking promising, so he's willing to do anything to try and set the record straight and hopefully start getting more momentum back to the movement because the damage Pirate Software did to it through his video was substantial.
This video came out right as we were building momentum, then except for one boost in Germany, the signatures started drying up like clockwork. Ford does not understand what Stop Killing Games is. Here it is in his words.
So for those who don't understand, the Stop Killing Games initiatives is basically, we don't want single-player games to have DRM that the developers can turn off and thus render the single-player games inactive anymore. This is
I don't even know what that means.
That's what they want to change. They need to be specific that they're...
Okay, I have no... Where's the original video? Do I even care about this? I don't know.
Or asking for...
Why is it timestamped? yeah. Okay. To be honest, it's never worth it to watch a critical video all the way through. That's probably true. Man manages to make a point at the start of the video and then talk about nothing for 15 more minutes. I don't even know what the point was. To stop kill. What does it mean to stop killing games? Is this whole video about this or?
Hello! This is probably the final update to the Stop Killing Games campaign. Though I'm coming at you a little bit like a time traveler would. It'll make sense in a minute. As a refresher, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement to stop publishers from effectively destroying video games they have already sold to customers. Now, we've gone about this in many ways, but it's easiest to divide this up by things we've already done and things we can still do, because there's about a dozen things we've already done. Yeah, in fact, here's a list.
Okay, things the Stop Killing Games campaign has done. So the action, submit complaints to the, okay. Wait, I don't even, oh God, I don't know, what does it mean? What does it mean if a company kills a game? Where can I find part 1 of this series? How many years does it go back? I have no idea. My alarm's going off now. Stop Killing Games. This is the first video 6 months ago? Do you think it's like big enough to have a Wikipedia page? That's not how you spell games. Oh wait, that was it. It's on Wikipedia, guys. Oh my god. In the wake of Ubisoft's shuttering of the servers for The Crew, an initiative called Stop Killing Games, led by Ross Scott, the creator of Freeman's Mind, was launched in 2024 to urge companies to either stop shutting down services for live games. This is like crazy. Like how I get, is it crazy? I don't know actually. Maybe it's not crazy. Let me think. Like if you, how would you even do this? Like if you create a game which is online, do you have to like, as a company, you have to commit to having the servers be up forever? Like what is forever? Like beyond like when the creators of the company die, and like how does that work? I guess you could do something like this. Because there's probably other, like for instance, if you get like, there's probably some software, right? Where, what's like a software that like needs online, like something that you pay for, that I was going to say like Google Sheets or something, but that's like free. Like what's something you pay for, that is an online service besides like a video game? I don't even know. This is, you know what, this is too complicated of a topic for me. I can't form my opinion on stream, okay? I don't know. This is mildly interesting. I'm sure I'll look into it on my own, you know? Alright. Shapes commented on another VOD. I'm not safe anywhere, Elite Ari. Let's have a look. It's not this one, right? From 6 minutes ago. That'd be crazy. When is Shapes going to comment on the great Elite Ari Media Digest, which is inspired by him? Lol, I wind up not even really talking about that video. Curious what you think of what I did instead. I have no idea what this is referring to. I'm sure I've seen this video. Oh god, how's the transcription gonna say shaves? Shaves?
Farm engagement on the ranking video that every anime YouTuber that ever existed commented on. True, Shaves did upload a video that I watched the first minute of, like literally like right before I started streaming, complaining about this one video.
Some person made a long video about, was it rating every anime or something?
Saga and Hunter x Hunter, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty shit top 3. Not even Diebuster, what the fuck? But oh my god, does he have a twig? Sure.
Okay, true. Oh god, I just closed Chrome. Alright. True. We all know what it means, Elidari. Stop killing games. True. Like cloud storage. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, obviously like cloud storage. Like if you're... But the thing is, like, I'm sure that cloud storage, if you're a cloud storage provider, you could probably... I don't know the law, okay? But I feel like it would be reasonable to expect that companies would be allowed to stop providing cloud storage, but they'd probably have to give you like a very long notice of like them shutting it down, right? Like a year or something, where it's like, okay, we're shutting down our services. We don't want to provide cloud storage anymore. You have like a whole year to migrate your stuff off and do that, right? I don't know, maybe not. But this is a topic that I'd have to think way more about to have any opinion. The end of YouTubers.
Let's go.
What even can this be?
Is this real?
it had me 100% fooled.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay. Just based on how they're reacting in the title, I'm assuming this is like AI that is replacing YouTubers, right?
So I spent the last few weeks going down the rabbit hole to see exactly how easy it would be to replace myself with AI.
Okay. True. I guarantee you this will be a thing in like, I don't know, many years from now, but it'll definitely be a thing. Okay. Now, there's also been a few videos that people have sent over the past few days, so let's have a look at what they are. Okay, Akihabara, I remember, not Ruth, Heath sent that.
Ways this power could be weaved into the plot.
Oh my god, it's about bloodstained Yuffie. Is he gonna rank it? This is literally the video, I think, that, Shabes was talking about. Okay, guys, we're gonna watch this. Major spoilers for Code Geass of one of the greatest moments in all of fiction ever, so if you care about Code Geass, come back after you see this disappear from the screen, but...
We go about it in completely different ways. The Holy Empire of Britannia is like a closer to his goal through utilizing his sheer wit. And much like
oh no, this whole thing is like Code Geass because it's talking about Death Note in the
I do want to make a full video on Frieren eventually. It seems like this is a show that has always been very close to me. Lelouch was genuinely my brother's entire personality until, you guessed it, he discovered One Piece. Sent in Paris, he's been hospitalized ever since the hiatus was announced. So this show has famously been called Death Note but Mecha, which before I knew anything about this show, I'd always interpret as Death Note but worse. But similar to a lot of statements that
I'll be honest, I don't think these shows have anything in common, except for like the similarity you could draw to Death Note is purely Lelouch as a character. Like, and not even a character, just as like the element of strategy that is involved in both Light and Lelouch's minds, I guess. But beyond that, there's very little similarity between these two shows.
That anime fans make, this was grossly reductive and also just kind of wrong. The main similarity that people obviously see between the two shows is that Lelouch represents a morally gray smart guy who seeks to make change in the world. Similar to Code Geass, we see Light Yagami get
I don't even know about that.
closer to his goal through utilizing his sheer wit. And much like in Death Note, we see Lelouch stage, play, and get ensnared in these ultra-twisted mind games that will have the audience always questioning who has the true upper hand in any given situation. But even after having said all of that, this comparison really just boils down to smart people doing smart things to reach a goal, which is about as vague of a relationship to draw as like astrology signs. So one thing that I absolutely will always love whenever a show does is letting the story follow two characters on completely perpendicular paths. Lelouch and Suzuku are childhood friends that both want change.
Isn't it Suzaku?
But they go about it in
wait, I watched the dubs. Maybe the dub got it wrong? I don't know.
completely different
Did he
ways.
say that
So
wrong?
One thing
Wait.
that I absolutely will always love whenever a show does is letting the story follow two characters on completely perpendicular paths. Lelouch and Suzuku are childhood friends
Am I crazy? Wait. Suzaku Kururugi. Yeah, it is Suzaku. I don't know, whatever. All right.
that both want change, but they go about it in completely different ways. The Holy Empire of Britannia is like a what if the British actually squashed any attempts at a revolution in the Americas, and while we may know that as the worst timeline, for everyone in the verse, it's reality. And Britannia is basically your stereotypical big bad evil regime, but it has that British monarchy aesthetic. Suzuku, a Japanese refugee, joined the Knights of the Round in order to get closer to the ruling class. Lelouch, the 17th prince, wants to tear it all down, and he uses his 9th level spell called Geass to attempt to overthrow the government. The way this power is utilized is so interesting. Basically, it's the power to control the actions of anyone he sees, and you can probably just imagine all the wild and creative ways this power could be weaved into the plot. Okay, one major criticism I do have to give for the show is how Geass is a lot of the time used as a brainless scapegoat for impossible situations. The most obvious and almost show-ruining example that I'm sure nobody is surprised I'm pointing out is,
for example, if I told you to kill all the Japanese.
Oh my god, he's an idiot. Okay, I stand with everyone who's like against this video for being bad or whatever. But for a completely different reason, which is that he has a bad opinion on Code Geass, but that's okay. True. The best thing Code Geass does is the worst thing Code Geass does. True. This moment sucked. It's because you have a low IQ and you didn't understand Code Geass, Mr. Gems, okay? Anyone who stands against me in this blood-stained euphemia, just how great it is, you're all dumb, okay? Frieren is like Death Note but fantasy. Maybe? I don't know. I haven't seen enough Frieren to judge that, but that's kind of funny. I did watch the first few episodes of Gay Ass because people said it was like Death Note. That's kind of funny. I mean, the characters are like even the character, it's not the character, it's like the behavior of the characters is like somewhat similar, but there's really not much similarity, I don't think, beyond that. Okay, so that was interesting. Oh, great. Are we really gonna watch this? So Kyle has sent, I think it was Kyle, yeah, sent a AI Music is Evil by Fantiner. I'm pretty sure we watched one of his videos a long time ago about music. Maybe like 2 years ago or something? Is this like the same? I assume it's going to be the same thing. I don't actually remember if he had a dumb opinion or like a good one. I guess We can watch like a few minutes of this until I get triggered and stop.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here. Internet's busy.
AI music is evil. Is it evil? Maybe. I don't know. Depends on what you mean. Let's see.
Music nerd, and it's time to once again talk about the growing nightmare that is AI-generated music, and the fact that it continues to be forced upon us by individuals who...
I'll be honest, I haven't seen any AI music in my life outside for like the music I make, which I haven't made. Like I made like a few things back in the day. Or like TikTok meme music. Like the tong 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 sahur, and ballerina cappuccino, like romance song or whatever, like stuff like that. That's the only AI music that I see, or at least that I notice is AI music, but...
who should know better and frankly have way too much power and influence in the music industry. Of course, we are talking about legendary super producer Timbaland, whose work I am very familiar with because I came of age when he was generating a lot of his biggest and best and most influential hits, honing the talents of a lot of bright, young, up-and-coming artists who made some incredible stuff. But these days, Timbaland isn't really on that trajectory anymore. In fact, it's been a while since he's generated a real, genuine hit with a new, young, exciting artist who's actually making waves. I mean, if you're a producer with the talent and the history...
Who does this guy look like? I feel like I've seen him in a movie. He looks like someone from a movie I've seen, or a TV show or something.
And the experience and connections of a Timbaland, the ground is currently fertile with ideas and artists willing to do whatever they can to make the biggest song of their career. The options and opportunities are there. You just have to go out there and grab them. No, instead of doing that, he is trying to forge a new pathway for himself by cutting corners and selling music fans short by giving us a bunch of AI-generated slop. And he's been quite egotistical about it in the past as well. We've actually covered...
Okay, this is just like some example of some producer or something. I don't know. I don't really care. There's no way he just said Fantino. What was his name?
Hey, everyone.
Fentanyl. Also, I'm trolling. I know it's Fantano or whatever. I don't know. Okay. Good old Anthony, right? All right. The Switch 2 is the fastest selling Nintendo console of all time. IGN Daily Fix. Well, I think this headline gives away everything I could possibly take from this, but true. Apparently it's doing really well. What a surprise. Who could have predicted this? Actually, I made a prediction, I remember, about the Minecraft movie, didn't I? Like, the box office was 1.2 billion, I think. Did I write in my notepad? No, I didn't. Oh my god, we can cross this off. Minecraft movie came out. I didn't watch it. Vigilantes came out. I didn't watch it. Black Mirror I watched. I talked about it in the digest. Last of Us Season 2 came out. I watched that. Didn't really like it. Doctor Who Season 2 came out. Watched that too. I think I said it would make 1.2 billion, I think. So let's see. What did the box office for Minecraft make? Was I correct eventually? $950. Didn't even make a billion. You know what? I wasn't that far off, but I was definitely off from what I was predicting, but okay. Almost a billion. Not bad. True. The Switch 2. Okay, what else? Okay, nice 8-minute video from Jarky Bacon about... I have thoughts on the normalization and enshittification of sponsors. Can you, like, swear on the title? I guess you can. There's no reason you can't, right? YouTube title... rules. No swearing rules. Okay, we're good. We're just curious. All right.
Little tired of seeing content creators act like sponsors are necessary. Holding their own.
Why do I know this voice? Is this an AI voice? Did we watch this channel? I feel like we watched this channel about something. And it was like, okay. I remember thinking it was fine. About games or something? Gamerland. I guess it is about games. The rising price of video games. Maybe that one? I don't know. Let's see.
Own content hostage.
But wait, so the enshittification of sponsors. I think the most interesting thing to talk about in this space, which I don't know if he will, is probably the TikTok ads. They're like really, really bad. You know what's actually really interesting? Is it actually? It's not that interesting. You know what's like a little bit interesting, like 2% interesting? There's like good ads and there's bad ads, and you'll only know this through experience. There's like ads that you see on YouTube are good ads. Ads you will see on TikTok are bad ads, in that you'll have like some really weird shit like on the screen, like which could be just be completely unrelated to like what they're promoting. Like it'll be a game that they're promoting, some like mobile game, but the footage in the ad on TikTok will be like some random like thing completely unrelated to the game. It'll be like some AI story of like characters like doing something, and you're like, wow, this looks really cool. Let me like swipe for the ad, and it's like some game that's like it's like a board game or something. It's like completely unrelated. It's like really bad ads, and there'll be like weird dubbing. Like it'll be like it'll sound like someone recorded it like on their phone in their room or something, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why are these ads so bad? So deceptive, so bad, so like, I don't know. I feel like they'd be very ineffective, but whatever. There's like that kind of bad stuff. And the interesting thing I've noticed is that on TikTok, I see Marvel Rivals ads. And it's like official ads for Marvel Rivals. And they're really bad. And I feel like Marvel Rivals is like a really big game. Like, as far as I understand, like everyone plays it and I've heard of it and everything. Why are the ads so like TikTok quality and like really, really bad, like by the official company? So I don't know if this is going to be about stuff like that, where it's like, why are they like making these weird, terrible ads like by these big companies? I don't know, but that's something I definitely noticed. But anyway, with the same guy. True, it is the same guy. There's no way we're doing this. Where do I know this voice thing again? Wait, do I... It's not an AI, right? It's just like the same guy, right? The fake games... The fake game ones. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about on TikTok. I don't know how that shit makes enough money to justify spamming ads. That is true. Maybe it's like really cheap to do ads. I have no idea. You can only identify good ads and bad ads if you watch Mad Men. Maybe. But let's see what this person says.
I'm a little tired of seeing
Bro, if he mentions like Marvel Rivals, I'm like a genius, okay? But
content creators act like sponsors are necessary, holding their own content hostage, providing a worse product, and treating it like it's the audience's problem. For context, a satirical article was posted about a YouTube series called Game Nights. The joke was that there were so many ads in this series that the ad blocker would just block the whole video. And there was a funny little zinger about YouTube cracking down on explicit content, so it's weird to see such a big channel jerking Wizards of the Coast off on camera. Someone tweeted that the article was based, and the host of the show, Jimmy Wong, responded, "Your choice, content with ads or no content at all. The ads are kind of how it gets paid for, you know? Satire is satire though, so no harm, no foul. So just skip through the parts you don't like with your mouse and keyboard." To elaborate, when Jimmy says ads, he's not talking about the ads that YouTube or whatever platform injects into videos. He's talking about sponsored ads that they personally accept and then plug into their own content. No ads, no content though. Personally, I think this is backwards. It's not no ads, no content. It's no views, no ads, no revenue. And then you can choose whether you want to make content with or without money. The only reason any of us can make money to begin
wait, what? Wait.
Content. No ads, no content though.
Okay, no ads, no content. I guess, well, no like high quality, high investment content, right? I guess that makes sense. Because like to make a video, people typically want to be compensated. And the way of compensating in today's environment is typically to have a sponsor who will like provide you funding for the video. In return, that sponsor wants to get people to click on the ads so they can make money. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Personally, I think this is backwards. It's not no ads, no content. It's no
It's not no ads, no content.
Views, no ads, no revenue.
No views, no ads, no revenue. So if people aren't interested in content, then you're not going to get people clicking on the ads, and therefore there's not going to be money, I guess. I guess it's like symbiotic. But like the thing is that, I don't know. Like who is the agent in this case? Like there's two agents, right? There's the person making the video, and their goal is to like make more videos or something. And then there's the person consuming the video whose goal is to consume videos. I don't know.
And then you can choose whether you want to make content with or without money. The only reason any of us can make money to begin with is because of our audience. And before we even get to talking about the problem with sponsors, let's not forget that YouTube and all these other platforms also let you make money by playing ads. There seems to be this idea that it's not much money, so I will tell you that my last video is almost 14 minutes long, and at over 50,000 views, it's netted me about $200. Is that a lot of money? I grew up poor, rural, and working class, so in my opinion, $200 is a lot of money for some yapping, especially if you consider that this isn't my job. It doesn't cost my audience a penny out of pocket.
Oh
It doesn't
my god,
affect them
it's
too
not
much
his
mental
job?
anguish. Let Google pay for it, that's my motto. Now, the first place people go wrong is they try to squeeze more money out of YouTube, and you can do that by making longer videos using buzzwords or evocative thumbnails, but I personally find that while that gives more money in the short term, it causes your audience to lose faith in the long term. What I find does better is I go for a higher ratio of engagement. Instead of making mountains out of molehills to fill an arbitrary schedule, I only show up when something excites me from the start. And the video is only ever as long as it needs to be. No padding, no filler. Sometimes I don't even put endings on these things. I am relatively long-winded for a medium form content guy, but I think that's just part of my charm. But there are two compromises I'm willing to make to YouTube for money, and the first one is copyright. You can upload a lot of copyrighted material, you just can't make money from it. And the other one is I keep it relatively family-friendly. If you're too blatantly inappropriate or potty-mouthed, your potential revenue does get hit pretty hard. And while the gaming industry does leave a man wanting to drop a few F-bombs on live pre-recorded television, I would gladly choose to say frick before saying this video is brought to you by BetterHelp. No ads, no content. And someone's probably thinking to themselves, I can't run a business under these kinds of constraints. That's your problem. Choosing YouTube as a business, that's your problem, not the audience's. The way it used to be was making content had to be done on your own dime, on your own time, or you had to be successful.
Okay, I guess I don't really care. Like, what the... I don't have a strong opinion on this. Like, should people be able to... Should people... Oh, God, I don't even know. It just depends entirely on what is being argued here, right? Should people, if you're making a video and there's like a sponsor segment in the video, should people be forced to watch it? Probably not. But like, if people don't watch it, then you can't make more videos. I don't have any opinion on this. Look at this. Today I just have no opinions on things. Isn't this just great? All right. You can only identify good ads and bad ads if you watch Mad Men. Yeah, true, I watched that. Okay. I'm done eating, babe. How much longer are we going? How long has it been? 40 minutes? I mean, we could do like half an hour of reacting, I guess, till... Or a little bit more.
Successful enough to make it on YouTube ad revenue alone. At some point...
But sure, I just have no opinion on this, okay? So, number one, yes, like... I truly, I don't have any opinion. I can't even come up with one. I don't really care. This is not something that bothers me whatsoever. I like it whenever I see an ad segment in a video, I just skip it. I press the L button like 3 times, it disappears, and I'm like, oh, that's that. What else is there? Things in video essays that piss me off. Okay, this could be good. And then what else is there? Is this today? 25th of June? Yep. Heath has sent a trailer for something called No Longer Owl. Oh, no longer... Wait, what? Why is it different in the thing? No longer... Oh, allowed. It is. Literally is. Or no longer allowed in the world. In another world. Kono... I don't know what this is. This is a voice I recognize. I don't know who it is, but I know it. Is it Shigaraki? I have no idea. Oh, yeah? Okay, that was very middle anime. No animation there for that.
知らんよそんなこと僕は死に場所を探しているだけだ死のこんなに弱い店員さん見たことがないあんた冒険者ね悪いけど助けてくれない届かんああもう何やってんのよ役立たずひょっとしてあんたが勇者なのか僕は生まれながらに作家だよそれこそ僕の人生だなるほど異世界か悪くない
No, he just laughed at me. Oh, there's more.
脳意障害だ
Okay, a few things. Firstly, I have no idea what I just watched. I wasn't reading the subtitles. I don't know. It looks like a weird, like, slice of life. No, not slice of life. I don't even know. It's like a fantasy isekai thing. Firstly, this voice, like, 100% I know what it is, and I'm going to think about it, and I'm not going to look at chat unless you've already said it. I hope no one said it, because I don't want to know it. I need to figure it on my own. Secondly, the animation looks really bad, so I'm guessing it's, like, not going to be, you know, a Sakuga fest or whatever, but it is what it is. And I have no idea what it is. It looks mildly interesting. Now, who is this voice? Wait. It's like a voice. It's a voice I know. I know it so well. Like, immediately I go to Shigaraki, but, like, I don't think I remember, because I watched the dub of, like, My Hero Academia, so it can't be that. Oh my god, who is it? It's like a villain in, like, an anime I've seen. It's gonna kill me. My anime list. I have to guess it. We're gonna spend the rest of this stream trying to guess this if I have to, okay? Okay, let's see. Okay, it's in none of these. Is it a Hunter x Hunter character? I don't think so. Not a Mudokon. Steins Gate? Nope. Mob? No. Slime? No. Heavenly Illusion? No. Not Berserk. I haven't seen the Death Note sub or Gurren Lagann or Steins Gate. Could it be a JoJo's character? I don't think so. Attack on Titan, it's not Levi, is it? Wait. I mean, it could be Levi, maybe, potentially. I guess it could be Levi. That'd be really funny if it was Levi, though. Maybe Shigaraki. I'm sure it's someone in Mushoku Tensei. Oops. I don't know who, though. Is it someone in JJK? I don't know. It must be Levi, now that I'm, like, leaning towards it. There's no way, though. It can't be. It's a villain. Alright. I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh, no, it has the voice actor here, right? So I could see. Alright. I've always got opinions. That's good. This is an anime about the author of No Longer... Oh, wait, what? The author of No Longer Human getting isekai'd before he was able to kill himself. Okay, maybe I was not expecting that. So this is Yozo, whatever his name was. That's actually crazy. Okay, wait. I need to look up the voice actor though. Is it Levi? Is that who I'm looking in? Hiroshi Kamiya. Why do I not recognize a single thing in this image? It is Levi. Oh my god. Okay, thank god. Holy. That's not a villain. Why did I think it was a villain? Do I know him in anything else? Kind of crazy. I don't know a single other thing here. Alright. I'm gonna watch this again, but with that in mind. Okay. Sachan. Is that a... Oh god, I don't remember any of the names of the characters. Wait. I feel like it's not. No, okay. Which suicide is this, I wonder? The drowning one? Wait. Getting hit by a car? Was there a car one? I don't remember this. Wait. I guess, wait, maybe this is real life. Not necessarily about No Longer Human. It's probably just about his real life suicide, I guess, right? This is an anime about the author of No Longer Human getting isekai'd before he was able to kill himself. Okay, so it's just about the author. He's listed as All for One's voice actor. Interesting. Levi is the villain from Gabby's perspective. True. No, from Zeke's perspective, right?
なるほど。ここが死後の世界というわけかね。ようこそ。
Original story as just authors.
冒険者よ。あなたは選ばれ転移したのです。使命知らんよそんなこと。僕は死に場所を探しているだけだ。死の。こんなに弱い転移者見たことがない。あんた冒険者で悪いけど助けてくれない。届かん。ああもう何やってんのよ役立たず。ひょっとしてあんたが勇者なのか。僕は生まれながらに作家だよ。それこそ僕の人生だ。なるほど。異世界か。悪くない。
Why does this why does this exist? This is so funny. I guess for anyone who doesn't know, No Longer Human, I don't know any of his other works, but No Longer Human is like an incredibly depressing book about like this man who feels like he just doesn't belong. There's no hint of like comedy or any like positive thing at all whatsoever in that book. It's all negative. It's depressing. It's serious in tone. And apparently he gets isekai'd. I don't even know what to say. It's kind of crazy. You know what's epic? Reacting to that same trailer twice that no one cares about. I care about it, and that's all that matters in these streams, okay? Congratulations, you figured it out. Well, from what I understand, a lot of the stuff in No Longer Human is just taken from Dazai's life. Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like that. Especially the fact that he kills himself 3 times in the book, and apparently he did that in real life. Have you seen Bungo Stray Dogs? No, I haven't. The only thing I know about that is the Blind Wave mentions it every time, like a bunch. I just shook my whole desk, by the way. I don't know if my camera looks like it's moving right now. What is this?
I asked ChatGPT to try to defend Grift from Berserk, and this is what he did. It's just to give a quick explanation, so people don't get lost in the video about who the characters are and such. For those who don't know, Berserk is an illustrated and written work by Quentin Minamua. May God keep him from now on. In this work, the protagonist is Guts, this guy who has a great sword here, who I think is really cool. And the focus of this video here is not Guts himself, it's Grift himself, who was like a best friend before the eclipse, right? Because after that he became the
greatest rival of all time.
In this video I'm going to ask ChatGPT to be a kind of judge to try to defend Grift, even though I think it's something that can't be defended, right? But let's see if he can do it. Right away he threw this stone in my face when I asked him.
Before judging me, listen to everything until the end. What Griff did was terrible. It was monstrous, but it was coherent.
And like that, I thought, wow, it's coherent. The guy simply betrayed everyone. He handed over the entire band as a living offering, made a pact, and even got crazy, man. It was a scam. And the chat comes to say that this is coherent, man. But then he said something else on top of that.
Griff didn't betray anyone. He just followed the same path he always walked. His dream was more important than any life.
Then it started to make a little sense, right? If you stop to think about it. According to the chat, he said, Griff was never just a warrior. He was different from everyone else. He didn't fight for money, for survival. Like, I don't know, Guts, the entire Falcon gang. He only fought for his dream. And it didn't matter what he did. He wanted to make his dream come true. He wanted to be a king. He wanted to have that kingdom for himself. Something that was practically unattainable for him, coming from below, right? It's something much bigger than him. At that time, it was also almost impossible for that to happen. And the chat made it very clear by saying this here.
Everything and everyone in Griff's vision were means to achieve the impossible. He was an architect of ambitions. The others were building blocks.
A little heavy to think about, right? But it got even worse because the chat remembered something he had said in the manga, where he said that only those who had their own dream could be on his side. And most of the people didn't have a dream. They only had the goal of defending the gang, of living with them, which was until this part that the Guts got a bit gay there. He said,
wow. What a video. What a video idea. Oh my god.
I asked Maya to describe to me what Jesus' return in 2025 would be like, and this is how she described it. Without any of this stuff about lights in the sky, angels singing, or apocalyptic signs, none of that. What if he simply appeared as an ordinary man wearing sandals, simple clothes, without a cell phone, without documents, or money, walking through the streets of big cities, maybe Jerusalem, maybe Sao Paulo, or even New York? At first, no one would take it seriously. Someone would record a video of him talking about love, forgiveness, today in the skin of the invisible, in the voice of the homeless, in the tears of the mother who lost her son, in the courage of those who love without being loved. Maybe the problem is not the return of Jesus. Maybe the problem is our inability to recognize him, because he was never religion, he was always transformation. So I ask you sincerely.
I made a joke the other day about, like, it wasn't a jerk really, but Chibi reviews getting replaced by AI in 3 years. I think it's definitely gonna happen. I don't know, videos like this just, you know, they fill the same hole that Chibi reviews does. If you, instead of making it about like some hypothetical like thing about Griffith, make it like, oh, what is the Twitter community thinking about like Berserk today, and then have like a video like this talking about it. It would just replace him easily. What is this? Oh wait, I guess it's dubbed, right? So it'll be another language. What's like the original language? Oh, it's an actual voice. Oh my god.
Saiu do bando do Falcão que o Grift quebrou, mano. O Grift sempre teve tudo exatamente sob controle. E o Blitz era a única peça que ele não conseguia controlar. E perder ela quebrou ele, mano. E o chat ainda disse isso aqui pra mim.
Wow. Okay, well, that is what it is. Someone, yeah, true. This is an AI version of Sicklet. Yeah, maybe we should should get this to him. Oh my god. All right. I'll just wait in there forever. True. Kyle is here, so we're gonna be reacting to something. I assume Wonder Egg priority stuff, most likely. But is there anything else I have to do beforehand? Things in video essays that piss me off. Okay. So just checking my notifications. All right. Hello there, Kyle Entertainment.
Oh, I nearly died.
Sorry, Mill the Killer just showed up. Oh, I got here at the worst point. What bad timing.
Kill yourself. The killer.
That sucks, Miller. I'm so sorry. He always complains when you join the stream. Oh my god.
Hey, you should watch that trailer again. That's what you should do.
True, he'd love that. You have no idea how wild that is, considering like what the actual book is about. Like, I don't know why that.
Well, I thought it was a manga he was talking about, but then I put it together that it was that book you read.
Yeah,
so
like an incredibly depressing book about like about feeling isolated and alone, and like I have no idea why there'd be an anime sequel about the actual author's life, but it is what it is.
because it's pervasive in Japanese culture, Leroy.
It probably is. It's a very popular book.
Mm.
And he's a very popular
And you
author.
still won't tell us why you read it.
True. You'll have to stay tuned for the digest coming up. Now, yeah, what brings you here today?
I'm here to ask you when you're starting Monster, of course.
Firstly, if I ever do, just for everyone out there, I've already told Kyle this, I'm absolutely watching the anime.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's nowhere high on my priorities whatsoever, so no, I'm not watching it anytime soon, okay?
That's not actually why I'm here, Leroy.
Okay, why
How come you didn't click on my link?
I clicked on a few of them. What do you mean? What was your link?
My newest one?
It's a Sopranos clip with a slur in it. We don't need that right now.
That's because you were asking whether or not you could put bad words in titles, Leroy. And in fact, you
so
can't.
for reference, everyone, this is the video Kyle was talking about. Okay?
Oh,
Terrible.
I wish I could see that video right now, Leroy, you know, but...
That is true.
I just can't.
Give me a second. There you go.
Professional streamer, by the way.
Yep. Literally not. I'm not a professional streamer. The monster anime would take like 100 times longer to consume. Yeah, but it'd be like 100,000 times better. So I'm definitely gonna
Incorrect.
Elite Area.
An old anime from 2004. Yuck.
True. Hello, Gustav. All right. Why are you here? Did you say?
Mother's Basement. Mother One Direct Priority. Let's go.
I've already seen it, right? Haven't I? Wait.
Well, you also exited my great worst things about video essay video, but don't worry, I already watched that one, so I don't actually want to watch it.
Okay.
Hey, it's that piece of shit video that stole from my video. Look.
I don't know what I'm looking at. There's like so many things.
The third one.
Now. Oh, Dina tells Ellie, game versus show comparison. True.
Piece of shit.
Wait, I'm thinking. Wait, have you read the latest Vinland Saga chapter?
I think so.
Okay. What are we doing with that again? Should we talk about that now? Is that like a thing we can
tomorrow? I don't want to do
tomorrow.
it.
Just let's see the Reddit roughly, okay?
Oh well, they're probably pretty sad right now.
My first Thorfinn sketch. They're not looking pretty sad. I mean, the anime still has years to come. Okay, that's all they care about. Haters of season 2 missed the scene that spelled out the series to their face. What was so enjoyable about battle? True.
True.
What are the comments gonna say? Oh my god.
Based right on game.
Whoa, calling Thorfinn a pussy or hating because season 2 was some farmland saga with no action completely ignores this scene where Vikings were laughing and gloating about their battles and kills. True.
He's not a pussy, okay?
Where's Bacon and Mir? They're in this subreddit, right? No comments. Unbelievable. They've fallen off.
Jockey Bacon had to approve every single one of those comments. It was crazy.
He probably did.
It really is all anime stuff.
Yeah. What is this? Was there anything he could have done differently? True. If Vinland's prologue can be 54 chapters, so can its epilogue. It's ending next chapter, buddy. Oh, this is a month ago. Okay.
Vinland's prologue was 52 chapters long.
That's kind of crazy. Why did they say 54?
I don't know. This was just my memory. It's probably 54.
All right. This would be like if the One Piece... Oh, wait. Also, Miller said, how goes One Piece? And I said, I haven't started, you know. But I said that before.
Maybe he was asking me.
True, maybe. Any updates?
No.
Okay. This would be like if One Piece subreddit was endless posts of people defending the underrated and misunderstood arc Marineford. Maybe. I have no context for that.
True.
But that sounds
because that's the
right.
most popular one, you see.
Yep. Okay. What are we doing again? We were watching Wonder Egg
you're
something?
supposed to have 1 million videos lined up.
What's like the most popular Wonder Egg priority video besides Mother's Basement?
But that's going to be the good one. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't even be good.
Is there anything that could possibly be said
What's that
about
other
Wonder Egg
thing?
priority that's interesting? It's all just
Didn't
going to
we
be the
just do
same
another
thing.
thing that was controversial?
Another thing? I don't know. Serial Experiments Lane?
What did we just consume together? What did we
Chainsaw Man?
There's not going to be good Lane videos.
Nope, nothing. Nothing interesting.
Last of Us Part 2? Boring.
I mean, the game's not boring. The show's boring.
That's what I meant. I'll Miller Killer send a few videos.
Oh boy.
You'll like them.
I don't think I will. One is from Video Game Donkey. What is this? Wait.
They're both Mario Kart videos.
Oh my god, load. Why is it taking so long?
Press play.
I want the title. I'm not watching this until I know the title. Wait. Rainbow Road. Okay, whatever. What is this?
The evolution of Rainbow Road.
It is a road that you go. It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road.
Is that H Bomber guy leader?
No.
It's called a road, it's called a rainbow
Oh, actually, maybe.
It is a road that you go. It's a road that you go when you die. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. It's
All right, lovely. Why is my page not working? Okay.
It's because of me, sorry.
What is this? Oh, Monster. Oh, no spoilers.
Wait, where's Monster? I wasn't looking.
Film buff on the screen.
Oh, I clicked on it a little bit. I watched like 3 seconds of it to see where he was up to. And then I was like,
yeah.
He's on like chapter 60 something. I'm like double his numbers.
Okay, just to say, we're not watching this. Firstly, I don't like Video Game Donkey usually. Secondly,
Why?
Because I don't know. I don't like his narration or whatever.
The best narration?
I don't care about Mario Kart. Okay, like, firstly, have you played this game? This new? No, you never Switch 2, right? You need a Switch 2 for this.
No, I don't have a Switch 2. I'm not rich.
What is the appeal of this? Like, I've seen people say it's like open world or something. What does that mean in a race? Like, how do you race if it's like an open world? I don't understand.
I don't know. You go into transitionary periods, and then there's a little track, and then you do a little track, and then you got to race to the next track or something. I don't know. I don't play the game.
Well, exciting. Is
I
it?
play Crash Tag Team Racing. You want to hear about that?
No, I don't. Miller, what's the conclusion? Is it a good game or a bad game?
Of course, Miller likes it.
You know what, Kyle? You've been playing too many games. It's not making me happy when I see your media list. I'm like, oh,
why?
Because I'm not gonna. You're just gonna make a bunch of streams where you're gonna talk about video games. I'm gonna have no interest.
Look at that one.
Yeah, look.
Look at that one.
Some game I've never heard of, never cared about. Some other game. It's even Pokemon. I hate Pokemon too. Some
Pokemon's
book,
great.
which is actually kind of interesting. Is this a book? I assume. I don't know.
It's a little 11-page short story, Leary.
Oh, it's that one. Okay. All right, then comedy stuff
Comedy
I don't
show.
like. And then, okay.
Shitty wondering priority, yeah.
True, the Kyle likes more than me, for reference, but, yeah.
Monster Egg. That's a good little combination. Monster will be number 61 a leadery.
That's good. It's like his old Mario videos, literally only person I've said. Wait, it's like his old Mario videos, literally only person I've seen say nothing negative about the game. The donkey guy? What do you? I don't know what that means, but okay. It's good. Got some glaring, annoying issues though. Okay, interesting. I hit 100 the other day. 100 what? Oh, in his media list.
On his media checklist.
Yeah.
Check it. Bring it up.
All right. I don't know what.
What do you think Tyrone is doing right now, Larry?
God, I'm so good. I predicted this. He's probably Trump stuff, some politics about Iran or something. I don't know.
No, that's over. Oh, what do you think his opinion on the Iran strikes?
He's a big Trump fan, I'm sure. So
no. I bet he turned on him. Pat Labor. We gotta watch Pat Labor.
I'm not gonna know a single thing on this list.
Hold on, I'm trying to make it big so I can see it. Not even I know that one.
This looks like the soccer one. They're wearing soccer outfits. This is Blue Lock.
Oh yeah, because it got cancelled, so he gets to put it on his media checklist. That's cheating.
How to become ordinary season 2.
About it.
Interesting. Can a boy-girl friendship survive? No, it can't. Okay.
No.
Windbreaker. I've heard of that. All right, we made it. Something I've heard of. No idea what this is. And The Last of Us. Okay, now we're going really far back. Oh, Licorice Recoil, the second best thing I've seen this year.
What a mid-show.
Yeah. Okay. Thank God Oda is safe now. Wait, what happened to him? Was he dying?
That'd be pretty funny if he died.
That wouldn't be funny. I'd be so sad. No one deserves death, you know?
A lukewarm defensive wondering priority with the trans flag over the good elitery.
Didn't we watch this? No, we didn't. Wait, is this on my list?
Anything.
Wait.
Bring up the list.
Okay, no, it's not.
The anime that betrayed its audience. You already watched that one.
The best horror, insane animated works you don't know about. You know what I've started doing, actually? I see videos that I'm interested in. I just add it to this list because I'm like, oh, I can't store them anywhere else. So maybe this one was like something I'd want to watch like off stream.
Could watch that great critical video.
The anime, true. The anime that betrayed its audience. I think I watched that last time. That was
you watched that one.
And no one told me, guys, that my HDR was turned on my monitor, so the video looked terrible. And I'm there praising how good Wonder Egg Priority looks, and no one's like telling me how bad the video made it look.
We just all know you don't have good eyes, Elitery. It's alright.
Yeah. Did we watch this?
This will be sure to be good.
It's 7.7 millimeters thick. This is the S25 Ultra.
Damn.
It's 8.2 millimeters thick.
That's crazy.
And this is the S25 Edge. It's just 5.8 millimeters thick.
No way. What about the big camera? It's like, I don't know. It feels like that doubles that. I don't know if I'd count that.
We got to talk about these ultra thin phones. Okay, so the obvious take is nobody asked for this. Like, these ultra thin phones look cool or whatever, they make for a snazzy commercial, but what we really want is thicker phones that have less camera bump, but way more battery. The universal.
I don't care whatsoever about the camera bump. Doesn't bother me one bit. If they can make like the whole phone like a little tiny bit of glass and have like a giant camera bump, I'd love that. What was the other thing you said? Camera bump and what?
I didn't know Samsung still made phones, Illyari.
True.
Nobody asked for this. Like, these ultra thin phones look cool or whatever, they make for a snazzy commercial, but what
Did
we
you see
really
a
want
blue
is
sky
thicker
on his
phones
little
that have
thing
less
there?
camera bump, but way more battery.
Oh, battery. True, battery is good, but my phone lasts me a day now, so unless it can last more than 2 days, then I don't really care that much, but yeah. All right. I don't want a thinner phone. I want a smaller phone. Okay. There's like plenty of random small phones out there, right? You want a smaller, good phone. That's what you want. Okay.
They really want you to watch this thievery video.
Where? Oh, that yeah. Okay.
Second.
Now let's see what Tyron.
Oh,
yeah. Liver King, Joe Rogan. Huh?
Oh, there we go. There it is. What do you say?
Wait, the Liver King was just arrested for threatening Joe Rogan.
That's not what we care about.
What?
It was the 8th video.
Okay.
He's bald.
I'm just gonna watch this.
Oh my god, he is bald. Wait, was he always bald?
No.
No? Wait, what did he used to look like? Wait. Oh, he has his hat on. Maybe he's always been bald. Wait,
No. Search by popular, you moron.
Well, if we go back 10 years, yeah, maybe he wasn't bald. How long has he been bald for? That's the question,
Go back
right?
6 months.
Oh god, he makes a lot of videos. We're 1 month back.
Oh, he's very bald.
Oh boy. Okay, wait, there's like some hair here, right?
There he goes.
Okay, so he just shaved it.
No, he's
All right.
bald.
You see the title. When I saw it, I was like, what?
No, he's very bald.
I mean, this is like a really clean-shaven head.
It's like Alex Jones here.
Mm-hmm.
That I got from our sources. The Austin Police Department, as we speak, is on their way to a hotel in downtown Austin
Alex Jones is doing good too. Look at him, lost ton of weight.
to arrest
That is true. He did look like he lost weight. But...
the Liver King because he's been making a lot of bizarre cryptic threats to Joe Rogan. And he's been coming down fighting, and now
Because he can't afford food anymore.
Right.
Because the government took his money.
that are very, very direct threats. And so I am told that he's going to be arrested.
Okay, well, this is what it is. What did you want me to watch?
Look, number 7. Number 7, look.
1, 2,
Click on
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't. I'm not watching. No, we're not doing political stuff on here.
Well, Superman tickets are not selling. That's big, Leary.
Actually, when does that movie come out?
July something. Greg Miller is very excited for it.
Oh, December. Oh my god. Okay.
Good one, Dickon.
Let's see.
You just clicked on the link to the same movie.
Now we're gonna find it. Is this a Supergirl movie? No, a DC Universe film. Oh, it is a Supergirl movie. That's kind of crazy. Oh, it's Millie Alcock. Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I think I knew she got cast as Supergirl. Do you know Dina's in the Superman
That's
movie?
kind of cool. What Dina?
The show Dina. She's gonna be Hawk Girl or something.
I
Hawk
vaguely
Woman.
remember something
I
like
don't know
that.
his name.
So July, like in 3 weeks or something, it's coming out. Interesting.
Are you gonna see it, Illyari?
Only if it gets good reviews, I think.
Oh, Hannah's talking about AI, Illyari. Look.
I've already seen. I think we might have watched this on the stream, or maybe I watched it off stream. I've seen this. I think she just said like, "Oh, actually, I don't remember what she
Something
said."
genius.
No, you know what happens? Because as soon as I see this, I have a thought in my mind, like, okay, obviously this video is going to be about this. But maybe I just had that thought and didn't click the video, because obviously the idea is that, you know, the AI is like trained on conversations, and polite conversations are probably going to be more like civilized and more like have more information than like rude ones, and you're probably going to get more out of the AI if you treat it with politeness or whatever, because it's like trained on human data. I assume that's what this video is, but I don't know. We watched...
Did you see Destiny endorsed war crimes, Leary? That was pretty bad.
That is true. He made a joke about it in Poor Taste or whatever. Yeah, I did see that like 7 months ago or something.
I don't know.
We watched Anime Wonder Egg, so we know how the animation quality was. YouTube quality won't stray our opinion. I'm glad. But you know what? I believe most people watching this stream probably haven't seen Wonder Egg Priority. But I'm glad you have, Gustav, okay? I'm glad I didn't sour your opinion on it. Dude has an Optimus Prime figure. Give him a like, Elite Ari. Wait, did Tyrone have an Optimus Prime figure? I wouldn't be surprised. That's Thanos, isn't it?
Okay.
Eider. Oh, it is down here. Oh my god, what a keen eye you have.
I sure do love Transformers.
Can we not make fun of people's physical appearances, please? Who do we make fun of?
There was no
I would never
jokes
make fun of. Yeah, I just said Alex Jones like looks good. Right? He lost weight or whatever.
He was talking about Tyrone, obviously.
Oh no, I think he looks good without like shaved hair or whatever. Superman comes out July 8th. That's not what Wikipedia said. So maybe in other countries, I don't know.
Probably the American.
Or the premiere or something, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I used to edit videos.
What were we doing again? Were we doing something?
Oh, you keep not reacting to videos.
I keep forgetting.
Let's guess an anime, Elitari. Bring up that website.
Doctor Who Series 6 trailer reaction and speculation 14 years ago.
Why does the Doctor look like a homeless man?
Nope.
Is Amy turning into a doll? Is that a gay clown? That line was fucking awesome. Did the TARDIS display out of the crack in time? Who is this kid? Who did Amy shoot? What is happening in the 9th and 10th Doctor's TARDIS? This trailer music is amazing.
2011.
Holy fuck, do I have a secret phobia for creepy wooden puppets. I have no idea what is going on, but I cannot wait to find out.
Wow, this was a different era when people were...
Succinct and funny.
No, I'm thinking more about discourse surrounding media. But you know what? The discourse was always bad for Doctor Who, I guess. I mean, not bad. Like, it wasn't as bad as it is now, but it's like... It's always been very... it's always been very... what do I even say?
Wait, that was Sherlock.
People had strong opinions on Stephen Moffat. Who's the showrunner?
You're fat.
Yeah, very funny. Unironically, maybe the greatest writer of our generation, okay?
What about George?
He's better than George. It's not even close.
What about Cuckman?
He wrote season 2 episodes that were really bad, so yeah.
It's true, But I'm sure the other guy did it.
True. I watched a clip from Chernobyl on TikTok the other day, and it was like, man, this is really good. I want to watch the show again.
Bro, the power plant, it blew up or something. Sure, I'm sure that show's real good, Elitari.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was really good. Wait, we're going to watch a Chernobyl reactor. Oh, no.
Roundup.
No, it's like the dampeners or something. When they're moving, oh my god, it's so sick. Wait, no, this is real. Okay, we don't want the real stuff. Yeah, we want the
real
TV
stuff
show.
is scary,
I don't want to see that.
Void.
Oh my god.
That's Lane Price from Mad Men, Elitari. I like that guy.
Scene. Where is it?
Lane was in it? Is he British in this one too?
I think. Oh, here it is. Or is it sick? Oh my god, I saw this on TikTok.
Look at it go! What a fella.
Where's the? I want the scene. Show me the scene. Is it this?
Long last, we have arrived. 120.
Also, this is like major Chernobyl spoilers, guys. By the way, so come back, I guess.
Isn't he supposed to be Russian, Elitari? Why is he British?
Nope. Okay, no, that's not even the scene. But oh my god, those things like moving up and down. Oh my god. Man runs from Chernobyl explosion. Yeah, I think they are British in this show for some reason. I guess I'm just not gonna be able to find this. Oh my god.
Oh, I like the music.
Perevoschenko looks down the steel lid of the reactor and sees the impossible. The control rod and fuel channel caps, which each weigh...
How come they didn't get Lane in the last one?
Oh my god, he's running!
Nothing he can do to stop what is coming. 123 and 44 seconds.
Wow.
Still blows more fuel channels apart.
Didn't only like 2 people die or something? What's going on?
Yeah.
There's like the Steins
Oh
Gate
my god, it literally is like the Steins Gate thing. That's crazy.
That's a Partigon Heliger. Remember that?
A particle accelerator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone has...
Do you think CERN with an S or CERN with a C is the real one? And which one would be the Steins Gate one?
CERN with an... Oh god, now I've confused myself. I think it's with a C, right? CERN with a C is the correct one. Isn't it?
Well, I expected you to be very mad that I didn't know, so
No,
the fact that you
Steins
don't know
Gate has
is
confused
boring.
me. Yeah, it is. See. Oh my goodness.
CERN was made up for Steins Gate. Get over yourself.
True.
Shadowversity says AI art is superior to Studio Ghibli. That's not good. Oh, it's an hour and 50 minutes.
I mean, it's definitely more intricate and more difficult to produce than something Studio Ghibli makes, right? Everyone has hated the current Doctor Who for as long as I've been watching. Yeah, that's true. Any favorite Blind Wave videos lately? Yeah, funny you say that, because I have actually watched a few Blind Wave videos lately.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, believe it or not, I watched. Where is it? I watched
Naruto Shippuden episode 206. Oh my god, did you?
I went to the end, and I was like, I want to
13
see.
or something. Congratulations.
And then he gives the tissue to
Real
Eric,
good
to Rick. True. So I watched the last 20 seconds of this because I was like, what are they going to think about the ending? Because it's so weird.
I already leaked on my stream what they thought, remember?
Yeah, but you watched the discussion bit, I remember. I wanted to watch the actual reaction.
Aaron said it was lame.
Yeah. What else did I watch?
Well,
I
what
watched
did
the
it say?
28.
Hey guys.
You didn't finish your thought.
I watched 28 days later reaction on Blind Wave's channel. Wait, I'm getting so distracted. Firstly, about this, I think Eric was like, I have never seen something, like a creator of something so not give a fuck about the audience and only care about them writing the story they wanted to tell or something. And I was like, wow. And he liked it.
He sent Hideaki a death threat, just like in the Evangelion movie.
Let's see how accurate I was, okay, about the thing he just said. Or I just said.
Man, I don't think I've ever seen a television show do that. Which is just completely end on a character's emotional shift and not give a fuck about ending its story. Plot.
Sure.
Not story.
Yeah.
Plot.
Was there a plan for
Sure, then he keeps talking about it, but yeah. Wait, just because to continue. Wait, what I was gonna say. I watched a 28 days later reaction. This one, which came out 4 days ago, and 28 days. Obviously, the reason they released this is because there's the movie coming out in the theaters right now. 28 years later, so they wanted to get the views from it. But interestingly, they don't do a follow-up to this. Because obviously this was recorded a few weeks ago and put on Patreon or whatever, their Blind Wave Beyond members thing. But they only decided to react to this video, not the sequel, which is really interesting because this is purely they clearly just want views is why they reacted to this. Because if they actually were interested in watching the movie or cared about the franchise or anything like that, or were yeah, this was a really good movie, let's watch the next one, they would have done a sequel reaction, but they didn't do it. So disappointing, I guess, and saddening. So anyway, that's...
You've become a Miller the Killer about Blind Wave. You just interpret everything as the least charitable.
Well, it is certainly interesting. Evangelion anime footage is in the actual episode, so they're really trying to get as much views as they can, I think.
Hey, I have to click links on the ones that I watched.
Yeah, true. Okay. Has Kyle decided he's going to watch Gurren Lagann yet?
No, that shit's lame.
Okay, dude in glasses looks drunk when he talks. Me? Me?
Poor Aaron.
Oh, Aaron, okay. My mistake, he is just British. Okay. He's
oh,
not British.
He was talking about Lane from Mad Men.
Oh, okay. True.
In Chernobyl.
The last few Ava videos are actually good. Wow. It's because Rick loves the show so much, right? And probably Eric does as well, I'm guessing. Oh, excuse me. Aaron is excited for End of Ava because it's going to answer all the questions he has. Does that not happen? Is that what the joke is?
He's going to be very confused, I believe, Alita, just like you.
True.
He's not a smart cookie, just like you.
True. I remember liking End of Ava. I thought it was a really good movie. I don't remember anything about it though. The actual show, I don't have an opinion on. End of Ava, I think I really liked. Okay, what was I up to? Never invite Shinji to visit a hospital, Idari. Okay, true.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Okay, do you know why they started just posting anime back on their channel instead of just the website? I know it has to be because of views, I'm guessing. Because it gets more views if people see the footage in the actual video, I'm guessing.
Maybe now they have a representative at YouTube that says, "We'll never strike you."
I mean, they could just have some agreement with anime, like people, but like anime creators, but I doubt it. I read this thread, and this is where I got the thing about the 28 days later. A lot of our movie drops over the summer have coincided with new releases, and we did that intentionally with Lilo and Stitch, MI, Mission Impossible, I guess, franchise, 28 Days Later, How to Train Your Dragon 2, just in the planning, all of that ahead of time. I just missed that How to Train Your Dragon 2 fell on a Friday 13th until it was too late. True. Okay.
Sad.
Calvin was already terrible, but he's gotten so much worse recently. Aaron had to ask him 30 minutes into the video what he thought of the ending. No, sorry. I know you just said Calvin is already terrible, but Calvin is the worst at like never saying what he thinks when he watches something, which is really annoying. And Blindwave just generally does it, but Calvin's the worst at it. Where he'll watch something and I'm like, oh, what's he going to say? Like the first thing you should always say in a reaction when you're done is like, what you generally thought about it. And he never says it. It always frustrates me. So yeah.
I can't wait to start reacting, Elitari.
It's, it's not as fun as it seems.
It is. That's because you're an idiot.
Maybe. They're posting.
You don't know nothing.
I mean, I've got like 6 reaction videos now, so I'm a bit of an expert. Almost got 1,000 views for each one. If you
Maybe
have
you should
that,
react to Monster, Elitari, and you can catch up and beat Film Buff.
I would never react to an anime.
He's not even halfway done. He's pathetic.
He's been going through many mental issues, I'm sure, and like family struggles.
His brother's in the hospital.
His brother was in the hospital. I think he went to England or something for some soccer game. He's busy, okay? Like
he does like soccer, I know that much.
Yeah, they're posting Naruto on the main as well. That is true. They're like posting a bunch of stuff now. And they had that big announcement where they're like going like 2 a week for some shows and really changing things up at Blindwave. And I don't think I've heard Calvin say a single thought about One Piece. That's very funny. There's not much to say about One Piece, right? They've already seen the live action.
True,
oh no, Calvin hasn't.
Let's watch Naruto instead. Come on, Elitari.
But the thing is, I don't know a lot about these types of things, so I have to go to people that know a lot more than me about these types of things, which is why I've headed to Buxton Museum in Buxton to find out more. Did that sentence make any sense whatsoever?
Yep.
She wants to be Hannah so bad.
I don't think so.
She's British.
Okay.
Look, now you're just getting random women videos later. Oh, Calvin, click on the Calvin one. iDubbbz reacting to, let's react to that one.
Oh, wait, I've seen this because they baited me. No one hates AI more than Calvin. And I clicked on it. I'm like, oh no, Blindwave's going to talk about AI. And it was just complaining.
I knew he would be on the right side of history.
I was just complaining because they're talking to the AI.
Gemini, how do I turn AI companions?
Imagine talking to Siri. That would be embarrassing.
True. Fortunately, this isn't Siri. It's very different.
Elitari did do it in front of me when I was at his house. Unbelievable.
I know. Firstly, I talked to the Google speaker, I think. Is that what you're talking about? Like at the music or whatever?
Yes, he said, turn the lights off or something. It was real lame.
I did not do that. They're posting... Oh, no. I posted a try not to cringe challenge. Interesting. Oh, I see.
Let's watch it.
One Piece Season 2
What is it?
Special announcement. Let's see.
Oh, Alina, are you excited? Let's watch. Is it the Chopper
I'm like
one?
Mildly excited. I thought the show was like a 3 out of 5.
You loved it.
Next up, the Grand Line.
I already cringed. They didn't get there so fast, Illyri. They're going slow even though they had the great enthusiasm. There's no way she wears that wig in the show, right?
It's not a wig.
Goofy, what are you doing here?
Not me! I had an idea. I realized that every great pirate crew needs some good.
I am never watching the show.
So we're having a slumber party!
No. We are not.
Oh no.
Is this like from the manga? I don't even know. Or is it like an original thing?
No, I think this is a little thing just for an advertisement.
Oh?
Does he act like a retard the whole show?
I have no idea. I haven't seen the whole show.
Truffle popcorn for the group. Up for the group.
And I fixed the snail projector, which...
Is that vicious?
No. Wait, because he has blonde hair? Wait, what? Is that the
he was British. I didn't even think about the blonde hair part.
Okay.
Popcorn for the group. Up for the group. And I fixed the snail projector, which is kind of
Is that?
disturbing
Let me
process.
think of something racist, Illyari. Hold on.
Right.
Black guy in a Netflix show.
You made it.
Japanese guy in a Netflix
Wait,
show.
no, we missed the one-liner. It's gonna be really funny. Wait.
Disturbing process.
Zoro, you made it.
You said there was gonna be booze.
That's funny.
Question: do you sleep with those suits? Maybe.
Okay.
That was pretty funny,
A
yeah.
slumber party.
Showtime.
Wait, they have a TV in One Piece? This is crazy.
No, they're watching the announcement.
Pass the popcorn.
And probably they have
Okay,
screens.
so what are we watching?
Do you want to do the honors?
What is this?
Tony Chopper!
Huh?
It was a tease of the great next Straw Hat leader. You don't know.
This thing, I'm guessing.
There he is, there he is!
Chopper,
Tony
you're
Chopper!
hiding the wrong way. We can all see you.
Silly Chopper.
Chopper,
He'd always be doing that.
Hi, Tadoom. My name is Tony Chopper, and I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but
I sound like a girl for some reason.
oh, I'm supposed to tell you about One Piece Season 2.
Oh no.
Help! Someone call a doctor! Oh, wait.
He's the doctor.
I am a doctor.
Come on, Chopper. You can do it.
Oh, okay. One
Are we
Piece
Luffy?
Season 2 is coming in 2026, and you'll get
I
to
hope
meet new
not.
friends.
Not this Luffy, at
and
least.
and me.
You did it, Chopper. Everyone, give him a hand.
Wait, is it over? Shut up. I don't need your
We're all in the
clapping.
theater at E3 clapping.
I mean it.
That was very
Tony
cute.
Chopper.
I like that. That was cute. I don't know anything about the original character, but that was very cute. I'm looking forward to this character. But yeah.
Me too.
All right.
I'm not real.
This is unironically the worst acting I've ever seen. It's some advertisement for the show. They probably did it in one day. How do people like this? It's like toddlers TV act. It's an ad. Wait, am I crazy? It was just an ad, wasn't it?
I mean,
What was
Luffy was
it?
pretty bad. They're not talking about Chopper.
No, this
Chopper
was this like a. Is this a scene from? If this is a scene from season 2, then yeah, I'd agree, I guess. But
No,
I thought it was
it's
an ad or
probably
something.
an ad.
Is it? Wait. I guess probably. I don't know. It would be funny if Luffy recruits Vicious, a swordman from space to his crew. That would definitely be funny. I don't think that's gonna happen though. The popcorn joke was kind of funny. That was, yeah, I agree. That was kind of funny. I love Chopper and Paddington 2. I have not seen Paddington 2, but I kind of get the joke. Ill says Silo Pills.
He's fluffy.
His eyes are creepy, not cute. I don't know what to tell you. That was absolutely cute. I can't deny that. It might not be funny or whatever, but it was cute, definitely. Chopper, don't let Shinji get into the hospital. Okay. It's not his fault. Not a single person could capture Luffy's personality. I mean, there's someone out there.
I don't know. That was pretty terrible. It was everything I feared.
I mean, Luffy was the worst part of that show, I think. I think I said as much in my review. But I like the other characters. They were
You just said it was great.
Me? I don't think I said that.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I said it was like pretty good. Definitely not as good as everyone else was saying.
And definitely not as good as the great Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's obviously true. Yeah. Oh, there's like a one. Oh, we can see a bunch of One Piece things here. All right. Anyway, we can watch like one video. Okay, I mean, I've actually been streaming for a while already. What is like an actual video essay? Something we should watch? Or isn't, like, too
Let me
long?
tab over. The tragic duality of Ellie and App. Nope.
No,
the most
no
hated
Last
thing
of Us.
ever, and it's Neil Druckmann. Oh.
No, Last of Us is boring. I'm done with that.
Humanity. Oh, that was The Last of Us 2. Berserk 1999 7. Knowing Your Worth Part 1. Boring.
Kyle, did you
The
see the
YouTuber
new
who killed
Imu
his career.
plushie?
No.
Who's Imu?
He's a One Piece character, Leary. You'll see him in season 15, maybe. Why Radiohead is so effective in visual media? You want to watch that one, Leary?
Say it again.
It was a funny music one that you didn't like,
No, I don't
but
want
I
music,
asked you
no.
anyway, Leary. You like Radiohead, right?
No, I don't like any particular. You know who I like? The woman who sings Femininomenon and Pink Pony Club. Whoever that is, I like her.
Chapel Rowan, Leary.
Yes,
You're
I
a
like
big fan.
Chapel Rowan. Yeah.
50 songs, recognizable songs that you don't know the name of. Crazy.
True.
This scene is the only reason Red Dead Redemption 2 exists.
What playlist are you
Wow.
going through that there's like all these random
I'm
music
currently
stuff?
on my homepage.
Sorry,
The
who
most
is
poorly aged song.
Imur?
What?
The Millicent? The One Piece something?
He's the One Piece bad guy, Leary. You don't meet him until a long time ago.
Oh, okay, interesting. Only part in One Piece that doesn't feel realistic is that people don't try to glass each other every episode. Is that like when you stab with the glass or something? What does that mean?
I think it's like with a bottle.
It's not good.
Because they're drinking booze all the time. There ain't nothing on this homepage.
Oops.
You sure you don't want to guess which anime is for today?
A girl told me we're made of prompts. Like, seriously, dude. You're saying the only thing standing between me and $1 billion is some random text?
Honestly, the biggest red.
Sure, I've seen this everywhere. AI, can you believe it, guys? AI video has come so far.
The Age of Slop book content, Leary. You want to watch that one?
Not particularly, no.
They're all just Last of Us videos. Mysterious Little Experiments Lane PS1 game, 3 hours long. It's a little long.
It's very long. Why is there no audio? Is this actually from Blade Runner? Wait.
Who's DMing me?
There's like a
Mill of
meme.
the Killer.
Hmm.
I bet he's going to send me the image. Oh my god. I think Mill of the Killer bought the emu plush and is showing it.
I thought Australians use the term glass is when people try to hit each other with broken bottles. That's what I assumed it was, but I didn't know. What is this?
Leary loves bar fighting.
This is sick.
You would think so, Leary. You would think so.
Oh my god. Who is that? That's Putin. That's Kim Jong-un. Oh my god. I don't know who that is. Oh,
isn't real
him when he was
criticism.
younger.
What a video. Let's watch that one.
It's the guy from China. I don't know who that is. This is the guy from China again. Xi Jinping or whatever.
Pooh Bear, you mean?
Unironically, it'd be so cool if AI gets to the point where we can actually have like anime made like this. It'd be so cool. God, Trump looks so cool in this. Well, not in that shot.
You would think so.
Whoa, look at him. Look how cool this is. Oh my, he looks like a, you know that guy from that show that Alucard is in? You know the one from that TFS parody? He looks like that guy. You all know who I mean.
Hellsing Ultimate.
Yeah, hence Hellsing Ultimate. The guy, the Alexander guy or whatever.
I mean Alucard?
No, not Alucard. The guy that he fights in episode 1.
Oh, I don't watch the fucking thing.
That's a cool shot. Saving the anime girl. Wow, Putin looks cool.
Kanye West and the Daily Wire by the great Big Joel came out today.
Oh my god.
Is
Okay.
the algorithm ruining art? Whoa, that's deep.
That could be good, actually. Also, for anyone watching right now, is this like a recognizable opening? Like, did they just put like characters over it or something? Or is this a unique creation, I guess?
No one's gonna know the answer, you idiot.
I mean, I don't know. We have a lot of people who are anime fans here, okay? Because what I was thinking is like, That's like a genius idea, isn't it? Like to use AI, just apply it to like existing anime openings and then make like versions with like famous people or whatever. People would love that. I feel like it get a lot of views.
Bad people.
I mean, I'd like it. I should do that. Okay? My Dictator Academia, true. All right.
What's that mean?
It's just a comment. My Dictator Academia. It's a meme because there's a bunch of dictators in this video.
Oh, like Donald Trump.
Actually, it's kind of funny that I figured this would have a bunch of like negative comments, but no, they're just like making jokes about like liking it, I guess. It's kind of surprising.
We love AI.
Like many of you, scroll.
Oh, it's this guy. I can't remember which video we watched of his.
I don't recognize this guy, but we'll
Open
see.
the channel. He should only have like 4 videos, I think.
Was
if
that
it's the guy,
Kamala
you know?
Helsing? Is the anime girl was Kamala? Maybe. I was
We
watching.
watched this like one of his oldest ones. The alt left pipeline or something.
I have not
Look,
seen
there
a
it is.
single video
Number
from this guy.
5.
Maybe you watched something.
No, I remember you saying it was a good title.
Well, I haven't been making overtly political videos for very long, and to be fair, I haven't really been alive for very long at the ripe old age
You
of
watched this on
23.
stream.
I, like many of you, have been steeping in the world of online political discourse for what has felt like my entire life.
I don't know, maybe. Who knows? I was watching stuff like this at 13 or almost 30, Ari. True. You were watching what, AI videos of like trailers or something? Looks like they took the art from Bleach or Tokyo Revengers. Okay, well, thank you. Let's go. Is the algorithm ruining art? What's your position on this, Kyle?
Yes, you know, it just the whims of electricity.
I think I think this is more a comment about like what is being incentivized by the algorithm is probably going to be like art that a lot of people don't like or something. I don't know. Well, like no, a lot of people do
outrage
like.
in the thumbnail, Leary, so it's going to be political.
Well, yeah, obviously it's going to be political, but like
don't obviously me.
Yeah, the idea is that the good art that people are going to be making, I guess there are no incentives for good art. There is only incentives for popular art. And I don't know what the distinction between those two are, but I guess we'll see.
Now, why is this video here say good voice acting is why English dubs suck? I like that video. 4th from the top, Leary.
Yeah, I don't
Looks
know.
like Eris, but she's in like a uniform.
That looks nothing like Eris.
I, like many of you, scroll.
It's small on my screen.
Why is this so quiet?
Pretty often, sometimes for hours at a time. And if you're like me and you're also
Can you
incredibly
do this,
conscious of-
Leary? People say this all the time.
What did he say? Scrolling? Wait.
I, like many of
Like,
you,
I feel like I scroll on YouTube Shorts for maybe 10 minutes before I realize I'm going to kill myself if I keep going.
Scroll along on my little phone pretty often, sometimes for
Not now.
hours at a time. And if you're like me,
Hours at a time is crazy. I guess it depends. Like
I've seen this in a lot of videos.
I have a computer, so most of my time is like spent on my computer. But if I look at my let me get my TikTok hours up. How many have I done the past week? Let's have
I
a
got
look.
0. No biggie. I'm flexing right now, Leary.
That's not what I wanted. Where's my screen time on TikTok?
Like, my phone time is terrible, but that's just because there's always a YouTube video playing. And that's different, Leary, because I'm not looking at it.
So for reference, last week, like across all 7 days, I spent 8.5
7.
hours on TikTok. So it's like roughly over an hour a day, I guess. But obviously that's like
pretty bad,
spread out
really.
where I'll like do it in like little 5 to 10 minute chunks. It's not like I'm just scrolling the whole time. So yeah, that's context going in.
Do you get cooking videos and stand-up comedy videos like me?
Mostly what I get these days are like AI videos where a knife is like cutting a rock in half and you see like the inside of the rock and I'm like, man, AI is so sick. Oh my god. So
You would think so, Leary.
Yep.
and you're also incredibly conscious of all of your most minute of actions and how they might play a part in other people's lives. And
also, I have to say, like I don't know why it bothers people that they scroll and waste their time. Like, to me, it's, I guess the categorizing it as like a waste of time is so incredibly dumb to me. It's like, I enjoy it. I have like a good time scrolling through TikTok. I don't know why anyone would be like, oh, I wish I could be more productive
This is
now.
what people
Like,
spend all day thinking about, Leary. Good waste of time versus productive uses of time.
yeah, it's like entertainment. I like it. Like, I don't see what the issue is. I don't need to be productive, you know? I don't
Because
know.
it's not doing anything.
It is. You're entertaining yourself. It's like, I don't understand.
But it's not valuable entertainment, it's internet entertainment, and we should be watching movies or enjoying a great book.
True. Kyle, when's the new lecture
Low
coming
art
out? They're
and high art.
slacking.
I know, it's been forever, and I didn't even watch that last one.
No, like
Where's Nate's
SpongeBob.
one? That's all we care about.
SpongeBob or Game of
Shane.
Thrones anime openings that people animated. I don't want the people animating it. I want the AI animating it. Okay.
Just get rid of people already. Jesus Christ.
There are people who literally spend 8 hours scrolling through TikTok.
What if you gotta pee?
I feel like those
10
people, yeah, but the issue is like they're complaining about. The issue isn't TikTok. There's probably people out there who like read news articles for 8 hours a day, and that's like probably just as boring and like just as bad. Like,
that's the best. And you're an informant of the public. I wish I could do that, but it's just boring.
That's like an addiction at this point in one sitting. It depends on if there's negative outcomes, right? Of course, it can be an addiction, but like, does it really matter if it's not doing anything negative to your life? Like, I don't know. But, yeah.
Experiences of the world, you might have wondered during one of your little scroll sessions, how is all of this great and high quality art and music available to me free of charge? That seems too good to be true. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm sure you know the answer. It's ads. But have you ever wondered why the algorithm recommends you just the weirdest videos of people making music or art or performing comedy that leaves you confused? And then you open the comment section and it's full of people talking about their mythical real pull and debating whether or not the video in question is satire. Meanwhile, you might stumble upon a small but sincere artist and this either doesn't make you feel anything at all so you scroll on by, or you enjoy it but find the comments to be mostly empty. Why is that? And why are more and more
Bad
artists
incentives, Leary.
Firstly, wait, maybe I completely... Wait, I need to rewatch this again, because I have a strong opinion on this.
Section, and it's full of people talking about their mythical real pull and debating whether or not the video in question is satire. Meanwhile, you might
What's
stumble
a
upon
real
small
pull?
I don't know.
But sincere artist, and this either doesn't make you feel anything at all so you scroll on by, or you enjoy it but find the comments to be mostly empty. Why is that? And why are more and more artists taking it upon themselves to...
Wait, am I crazy? Wait, we need to go back, because I have opinions on this. Wait.
High quality art and music available to me free of charge. That seems too good to be true. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm sure you know the answer. It's ads. But have you ever wondered why the algorithm recommends you just the weirdest videos of people making music or art or performing comedy that leaves you confused? And then you open the comment section and it's full of people...
Okay, firstly, I don't have this experience. And also what he's saying about like the stuff you see that you think is good has like little interaction. I completely disagree. Especially when it comes to TikTok.
You like Jujutsu Kaisen, you idiot.
Okay,
you like
yeah.
all the worst
That's
stuff.
completely different. I think what he's saying is like he must not be saying this because it's like obviously if anyone who uses TikTok should know
He's
this.
a little sheep. He just likes whatever's popular.
When you watch stuff on TikTok, it's very obvious and you can predict the number of likes something has because something that has very little likes, you're like, oh, I understand why this doesn't have very much engagement with it. It's usually boring, it's usually weird, and it usually like doesn't make much sense. I feel like at least the TikTok algorithm, this is the only one I know because I don't go through like Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, or I just go on TikTok. It's really good at giving you content that like if something has a lot of views, it's probably actually pretty good. Obviously there's gonna be like a bunch of exceptions or whatever, but for the most part, if something doesn't have much engagement on TikTok, it's like very obvious why. And you're not gonna find like some weird starving artist on TikTok that you're like, oh man, why does this not have any engagement? This is like the best thing. I mean, maybe you will every now and then, but the overwhelming majority of stuff that doesn't have much views is gonna be like pretty bad. That's less so the case on YouTube, because obviously on YouTube, it's like maybe what he's saying applies to YouTube, right? Because we see a bunch of like random small video essays that are really good and they're like a lot of effort to be put into them, whatever. The same phenomenon does not translate to TikTok, which is a shame because I feel like unless like the original opening wasn't talking about TikTok, but it feels like you're talking about TikTok when you're talking about scrolling through a phone.
He's obviously talking about TikTok.
Yeah, which I feel like his argument is not lining up with my anecdotal experience at least, but yeah. Anyway.
But all the good stuff is always not popular.
It's like almost, yeah, maybe. I guess it's possible.
People talking about their mythical reel pull and debating whether or not the video in question...
And also a reel pull is when you're on Instagram Reels and you're like pulling your like thing down, you get a cool one, like you're fishing for all these great Instagram Reels, of course.
Satire.
Instagram Reels, that's something I've heard of before.
Stumble upon a small but sincere artist and this either doesn't make you feel anything at all so you scroll on by, or you enjoy it but find the comments to be mostly empty. Why is that? And why are more and more artists taking it upon themselves to make their work more subversive, more controversial, or more outrageous, even when this sacrifices their core artistic vision? This is a video on...
I can't wait to be a guy with a microphone.
There's nothing stopping you. You're a guy, you have a microphone.
Yeah, I don't have a camera.
You have a camera in your laptop, there's nothing stopping you. You could definitely do it.
That camera sucks.
Well, I didn't know you had such a
and
high
the car
quality
isn't
standard.
a good And the car isn't a good background.
Ryan White.
Who time speed this? What are we doing?
I think I am.
Crazy just how easy it is to make art nowadays. Like, pick your
1.5.
medium, music or animation or poetry or watercolor or sculpture or prose. Almost every art form is incredibly accessible for relatively cheap, if not outright for free. Let's take music, for example. Assuming you're watching this video, it's highly likely you have a phone or a computer of some kind, both of which have numerous free software options with built-in instruments ready for you to record with. Even being able to record anything at all was a challenge or impossibility for the vast majority of human history, let alone having access to the massive amounts of educational resources that rest at the tips of our fingers in the modern age. Even if you can't physically play an instrument, you can learn to use MIDI data and piano rolls in a digital audio workstation to recreate the sounds of pianos and drums and synths and strings all on a single device you likely already own. So you can probably imagine that everybody and their second cousin is going to be out there making new music, and in my opinion, that by itself is a good thing. The more people that are enabled to find ways to express themselves and understand their feelings and identities, the better off society is, for the most part, at least. But I'm sure you and I both know that there's a few new kids on the block that are throwing a wrench
What a
into...
retarded thing to say.
What was that? Oh, the example?
Well, that was Todd McDonald or whatever. That Destiny makes fun of that guy. You'll recognize him, Aliri. He made a song with Ben Shapiro one time.
Oh, I don't know anything about music. There's no way I'm gonna recognize. I have no idea who this is.
Deal Wipe. No, that was a different guy. He made. I don't know. He makes a lot of anti-woke music.
At least. But I'm sure you and I both know that there's a few new kids on the block that are throwing a wrench into the works, for lack of a less apt analogy. While there is still a degree of effort required to learn a music production software or understand color theory or discover a combination of words that expresses a precise idea, machine learning algorithms and their new accessibility to the average person have lowered the skill required to produce music, visual art, and poetry quite drastically. Setting aside the environmental concerns of machine learning systems, which, to be clear, are quite...
True, Aliri. I see this all the time on Snapchat. Girls I went to high school with are very concerned that AI is destroying the environment.
I mean, it might.
And by this, I mean I saw one post one time.
The only thing I've looked into a little bit is the water consumption claim, which, as far as I understand, is like pretty, like, unfounded. Like,
they don't care if it's actually true, you fucking idiot. They just don't like AI.
That is true for the most part. But the water one specifically is a bunch of, like, again, in fairness, I haven't looked too far into it, but I looked into, like, a little bit. Like, I read some articles, I, like, looked into it a little bit. But as far as I understand, people are saying that it's using, like, billions of liters of water. But if you look at the scale of, like, water usage in the world, that's, like, yeah, it's, like, 0.004% or something of, like, global water usage. It's, like, a tiny percentage. And as far as I understand, like, it doesn't, like, like, what does it mean to waste water? Like, if water is eventually, it doesn't really go anywhere, like, evaporates or whatever. And I don't know enough about the science behind that to see if it actually is, like, a worthwhile, like, thing to be concerned about. But it's such an insignificant amount of water, is my understanding. I could be wrong, but I looked into a little bit. Now, the energy stuff...
Leary,
yeah.
My hand's up.
Okay, go ahead.
So an AI is just a computer, right? So why does it use water?
Because AI uses a lot of computers to run. Like, it uses data centers, which are like a bunch of hot computers that need to be cooled down.
That sounds right.
So when they're cooling down the computers to run stuff, it requires water. So this issue
like in
with,
Zero
like,
Experiments Lane?
Maybe, yes, kind of. Her room was filled with water, that is true. But the thing is that the water usage of AI is not because of AI inherently, it's because of data centers required to run AI. So, like, other data centers are just as using much water. Like, the TikTok data centers running the TikTok algorithm are going to consume more, like, water as well. So it's like...
So there's, like, a big power plant. What did you say? It's called a data center. Very smart. Smart words. A data center. And so out the back of the data center, there's, like, a mill with a little wheel, and the water goes in.
I think...
Well, they go through the...
I'm not an expert on this, but as far as I understand, there'll be, like, tubes, like water cooling in computers, for instance, that will be going throughout the facility and cooling down the particular parts that are, like, getting heated. I don't know where the water comes from. I know there's, like, closed systems as well. Like, I know the new Stargate thing they're working on, which is, like, the big project with OpenAI and, like, whatever else is there. That's meant to be, like, a closed system where the water you put in, like, stays there forever, so you only need to, like, use it once. But I don't know enough about the technology behind it, but the general idea is that you get a bunch of water, you cool down the system, and then somehow you cool down the water again. I got no idea, but yeah.
Because it's cheaper than using a big fan.
I think it's more... I don't actually know why. I think it's probably better for some reason, and I don't know if it must be cheaper if they do it.
Doesn't air conditioning also use water?
I think, like, one form of... I think a fridge uses, like, water or something too, doesn't it? I don't know enough about it to comment on this, but I think it does.
I feel like when I pull the fridge out here, it's just got a wire.
I think it, like, has like, this bent thing that I think uses something to do with the water, right?
Unless it's just like your smart AI things and it just uses the same water over and over.
Yeah, a fridge isn't used. No, when I say water, it's like there's like a liquid in the. It's like coolant or whatever, right?
You know, I was about to say something really smart, Alita. I was like, how does ice get in the freezer, but there's like water in air or something? I know science.
I don't know how to spell a fridge. How does a fridge cool things down? Using the refrigeration cycle, which involves the movement of a refrigerant, a special fluid that absorbs and releases heat as it circulates throughout the system. Okay.
There ain't none of that. That sounds fake.
Compression. The refrigerator gas is compressed by the compressor, which is usually located at the back. Compression raises the pressure and temperature of the refrigerant liquid. Then condensation. The hot, high-pressure refrigerant gas flows through the condenser coils, usually located at the bottom. Here it releases heat to the surrounding air and condenses into a liquid. Okay, whatever. It's some technology using fluid and compression and who knows.
Oh, that video. Why did you close it?
Yeah, why did I close that? This video, firstly, I think we're done with this, okay? I get just the gist of, like, parodying this claim of, like, AI and...
Thing about environments, okay?
All right.
Pronounced. There's also large ethical issues regarding their skimming of copyrighted songs.
Yeah, all right.
True.
Okay. I mean, it's true or whatever, but, like, it's the most surface-level engagement with it ever.
No, it's not. Who cares?
Okay. Good voice acting. Why English dubs suck.
Oh, no, it's a voice acting guy.
I mean...
Gary Young, voice actor.
It's a small channel. It could.
Why is that just a video? Voice
How's it going,
over.
everybody? I'm Gary. I'm a voice actor. I'm a gamer, and I'm a PhD in AI speech stuff.
Oh my god! Is it? Wait, he's a PhD in AI speech stuff. Is that literal or is that like a joke? I guess we'll see.
In AI speech
I don't want this
stuff.
video to
The
be about AI.
part isn't particularly relevant, but the speech part is, because today I'm going to be talking about why English
This guy might actually know what he's saying. This is great.
dubs always seem to fall short of the quality of the Japanese version when it comes to things like anime and Japanese video games. And while it is true that things like cultural differences and synchronization issues sometimes play a factor, I'm going to be talking about a major contributor that the general public doesn't have access to: the culture of the LA voiceover industry. So to start, I'm actually going to show you guys two different American cartoons.
Drama.
This is a SpongeBob episode from 2002.
What am I supposed to do all day while you're at school?
I don't know.
Good voice acting. We like this voice acting.
And this is a rock, paper, scissors episode from 2024.
But that doesn't make me a failure. Nobody does their resolutions.
Oh, really? Why don't we check my documentary footage?
These two cartoons are incredible.
They're both good, right? Was there meant to be one that was?
Bad, I think.
No, I don't think so. Wait.
Easy to
Well,
compare.
there's no way SpongeBob is going to be bad. You fucking idiot. Now, it should have been a dub clip, so I could have pretended to have an opinion and said it was bad.
Check my documentary footage.
These two cartoons are incredibly easy to compare. They're both featured on Nickelodeon. They both feature anthropomorphic and animate objects, and they both target approximately the same demographic. In particular, I also chose a scene where the
Starfish is an animalbot.
True.
Just having a normal conversation.
Starfish is a living, breathing organism.
True.
Some of you have already picked up on a style difference of the voices of the two different cartoons, but you...
I certainly didn't.
Well, that was true.
Wait, really?
The second one was like downtrodden, and the first one was like.
Okay, wait.
We're
gonna listen to this again. Wait, let's go normal speed.
Oh, what do you know?
There was definitely a difference where I understood the point of the video. It does sound like more modern. There is a difference.
I don't hear it. Wait, let's try it again. Wait.
Supposed to do all day while you're at school.
It's like
I
funny.
don't know. What do you normally do when I'm gone?
The second one's too cool to be funny.
And this is a rock, paper, scissors episode from 2024.
But that doesn't make me a failure. Nobody does their resolutions.
Oh, really? Why don't we
It's
check my
life
documentary
listening,
footage?
These two...
I feel like you could have this clip in the these characters in the SpongeBob universe. It'd perfectly fit. Like, I don't have any like, oh, this is a big difference in tone or like voice acting. I could imagine these as like the generic fish in the background, right? Like
Well, not that. They could be like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy villains or something.
Yeah, exactly. I could see
there are types of characters like that in SpongeBob. That is true.
Yeah, I could imagine this being in the same universe. There's no issue with this for me.
But I did inherently get the point when I heard the clip. So
it's because you're biased to hate modern stuff. Okay, that's what it is. But
no, I like modern English stuff.
True. Okay.
Like, what's a cartoon? Arcane? No, that was kind of bad sometimes, but it was kind of good sometimes.
Miller says, "Why are you watching this?" Good question. Japan's best gacha game is
Why are
releasing...
you watching this, Miller the Killer?
True.
Got him.
Japan's best gacha game is releasing in English at midnight. Oh wait, isn't Death Stranding coming out today or something?
It's already out. Death Stranding 2.
Oh, Death Stranding 2 or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Why do you know what that is or care?
Because I watched the trailer once. I don't remember if I did that on stream or off stream, but I definitely watched the trailer once. I was like, this looks
definitely
cool.
didn't do it off stream. On stream, I mean.
All right, it looked cool. The game.
You can play the original, not on your Switch, but on your PC, I believe.
It's good. Implying gotcha.
But the new one is exclusive to the PS5 for a little while, Lidari, so sorry about it.
That's very sad. FGO has a better story than One Piece, unironically, by the way. Wait, that's kind of wild it took this long. I don't know what he's saying. I'm sure we said something that has something to do with timelines. Water can be used as a coolant. I learned that from anime.
I'll be back.
Apocalypse Hotel. That's like a show I've heard of.
Watch 3 episodes.
True, all cheap amateurs go into dubs. All the cheap amateurs go into dubs? I don't know. I'm playing Mario Kart, got him. Excellent. I learned that second Death Stranding is set in Australia today. That's kind of crazy. Okay. I don't think I'm going to finish this. I've been streaming a long time. We'll wait till Kyle gets back. I just want to... You know what I want to do? I want to get off stream. I want to just chill, you know? Before I have to go to work again tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I don't know. No, I can't watch this because Kyle's not here.
Target approximately the same demographic. In particular, I also chose a scene where the characters are just having a normal conversation. Now, maybe some of you have already picked up on a style difference of the voices of the two different cartoons, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Let me spell it out in simple terms. It's the fact that Rock, Paper, and Scissors could probably pass as normal people.
Is this right? Looks okay to me. You seem very calm about this.
Meanwhile, SpongeBob and Patrick are clearly not people.
One crying Johnny!
This is a good point.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Or at the very least, if they were people, they'd be a bunch of weirdos.
Oh,
if
that's
you listen
a funny
to 100
joke.
voices in a row, you'd still probably be able to pick out SpongeBob and Patrick among them. I mean, nobody talks like this!
But they're like one of the most famous characters ever. But probably,
Uniqueness, is this his point, Elitari?
Nobody talks like this.
But it'd be probably more difficult to pick out Rock, Paper, or Scissors because they just sound like any other person. This is a trend that the video game...
Hey, I picked out Levi Ackerman from a trailer where I didn't even, like, he doesn't even speak my
Japanese,
language, okay? Okay, yeah.
Animation industries have been veering towards for the past 20 to 30 years. To use acting vocabulary, more and more, the industry is starting to prefer performances that are more grounded. Now, I personally hate the word grounded because it functionally doesn't mean anything. I already made a video about how these descriptive words don't really help you
True, this is true in everything, Elitari.
This is
That's why
Jockey
the last
Bacon
of Us
whenever you say
season 3 was
descriptively
bad.
real, right? Oh my god. We're using it incorrectly.
When you see grounded as an acting direction, it's supposed to mean realistic or believable. And there's a reason why these performances are getting more popular, but it's not always for the right reason. Because usually it has to do with arrogance and ego. Let's take a quick look at on-camera acting. Among actors, the most respected
That was the Snow White girl, Elitari.
Oh wow.
and praised performances often come from realistic and emotionally nuanced characters. Characters that show emotion in subtle ways rather than being over the top. This is because it's widely accepted that realistic performances are some of the most difficult performances to pull off. It's not hard to show that you're angry by yelling and punching people, but it's a little bit more difficult to...
Full videos.
The AI has already won, but the VA industry is blind.
That is probably true. Yeah. The VA industry needs to change to survive. I mean, this is all true. You know, this guy's just, you know, what can we say? He just knows the truth.
Do you think voice actors just think they're too good to get replaced?
I don't know. No, I know. I feel like most voice actors are probably afraid, like most people in the creative field, about AI, I guess. Like
I'm not afraid of Elitari.
There probably are like a lot of voice actors who are like very active on social media, and they probably feel very confident that they won't be replaced because they feel like the audience that is around them is large enough that they would never stand for them to be replaced. But in time, the audience will care less and less, and they will be replaced. Yeah, which is sad, I guess, for them. But it's just the way the world is going, I guess.
Why is Chainsaw Man Part 2 so controversial? 4 minutes.
Because I see. Is it? I don't think it's not even controversial. I don't know. Yeah, can you keep the kangaroos and koalas in an enclosure? I guess that's a Death Stranding 2 reference.
Yes, the Death Stranding 2 is set in Australia, apparently.
What a twist! He's an anti-woke right-wing guy. That was actually kind. Is that what he's saying about the Snow White thing or whatever? That's kind of funny.
Well,
I don't know.
I think most people don't like her because she's a woman.
Of course, the pro AI guy is Lamau. I mean, that it's unlikely that he would be someone very progressive. That is true. How funny to put the Rachel Zegler clip in for no reason. True. I feel like it really triggered Miller. My goodness, Jesus. It was effective. What's the audience gonna say? While I see the perspective, I find this hard to agree with, since I've loved the dubs of many shows. True. I don't think it's realistic.
Wait,
for some
you gotta get
noble
up to anime.
Wait, for some noble dude showing up to the battlefield to introduce himself like a guy meeting you at the water cooler. True.
That's saying grounded performances are bad.
The push for realism has done irreparable damage to the entertainment industry. If I wanted realism, I'd go outside.
True.
Before watching, I'd take a guess. It's because... Okay. 8 replies. Aye.
Can we watch the
I
video
don't
now?
want to... I don't really want to... Okay, we'll watch a little more.
I just want to get to
Accepted
anime.
that realistic
Okay.
performances are some of the
No
most
speaking
difficult
of
performances to pull
lyrics.
off. It's not hard to show that you're
Sure.
angry by yelling and punching people, but it's a little bit more difficult to show anger when you're not moving around very much. Of course, one advantage that on-camera actors have is that you can actually see their faces and bodies. As a result, the grounded performance is even more difficult for voice actors. And over time, the number of realistic and grounded performances that a voice actor has produced has almost become like a metric of how good that voice actor is, which to an extent makes sense, because if you're good, you should be able to do the difficult thing well, right? But because voice actors grade other voice actors on these types of performances, the grounded performance has almost become an obsession. These kinds of realistic performances have become a way to just show off your acting chops. And as the voiceover industry grew more and more competitive over the years, actors and directors stopped seeing their jobs as a production for the audience's enjoyment and started seeing their jobs more as a way to market for their next job. Essentially, they started to cater to what their fellow actors wanted to hear and less to what the audience wanted to hear, because it was an effective way to show off how good you are as an actor. But this was true even when the show didn't call for it. And as far as unrealistic stories go, some of the most disorienting mismatches in vocal style and less to what the
I went
audience
back.
wanted to hear, because it was an effective way to show off how good you are as an actor. But this was true even when the show didn't call for it. And as far as unrealistic stories go, some of the most disorienting mismatches in vocal style come from things like battle cries and screams. For instance, take the game Fire Emblem Three Houses.
No, I don't care about games. Oh, My Hero Academia.
Greeting. Nice to meet you. I'm Ferdinand, and I have to agree that the English version does sound more grounded and realistic. It sounds like something someone might say at an everyday basis. But in this game, you're not grounded. You're at war. Another example is in My Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 4. A young superhero named Deku is fighting a supervillain named Mustang.
Hey, I watched this
When
dub.
Deku releases his final attack,
I like
he
this
screams, "Smash!" The English version sounds like this.
Yeah.
And the Japanese version sounds like this. You'll notice that the Japanese version sounds a lot more stressed and intense. These are
did we notice that? I don't know.
actually two different types of
I
sound.
don't know. All right. True. Dubs are bad because
He had to just choose any other show, and I would have agreed with him earlier. You didn't click on Chainsaw Man.
That's kind of funny. Yeah. Your Chainsaw Man one?
It was
What are you
4
talking
minutes.
Controversial. I want to go
Why is
eat.
Chainsaw Man Part 2
Oh my
controversial?
god. And I'm getting a
4
bunch of
minutes.
boring videos today. Wait, did you send it or is it on the side of this?
No, it was on this thingy, but just Google why is Chainsaw Man Part 2 so controversial?
I typed that
Wow,
pretty
real
fast.
fast
Oh my
type
God,
earlier. and you're
When
pretty
Chainsaw
cool.
Man Part 2 launched in July 2022,
I was there. Illyria was
Sasuke Fujimoto, riding the wave of his breakout success.
Literally, we have no evidence this is him, by the way, but okay.
Riding the wave of his breakout
I was
success,
looking at the
with a new
evidence.
protagonist.
True.
Had his
It was
name
a high
right
school
there.
setting and a more introspective tone, but as the chapters rolled out, so did the controversies. The most immediate controversy came.
What's the most immediate?
That bitch I saw was the main character,
That's
and I
probably
wasn't
true.
happy.
Right from chapter 98, a complete tonal shift.
You went there.
The blood-soaked hero of part 1 is nowhere.
Tone
near.
shift?
Instead, we're
I mean, that is probably true. It was very different.
Asa Mitaka, an anxious, awkward girl whose world feels quieter, sadder, and somehow more disturbing, where part 1 was visceral, raw, and unapologetically chaotic. Part 2 begins with melancholy and repression. The War Devil, one of the 4 horsemen, inhabits Asa's body, and from there, the manga leans into an identity crisis, both for the character and for the series itself. Many fans were quick to criticize this change. Where's the blood? Where's the Chainsaw Man carnage? But this wasn't a bait and switch. It was Fujimoto.
Where's the blood? Wait, she like exploded people at the end of chapter 98. I don't know what this means.
A bait and switch.
You
It was Fujimoto
chapter
doubling
1.
True.
down on his core themes: control, trauma, and the human cost of violence.
Core themes and changing context.
But I'm just gonna
Oh, it's
levitate.
him.
Another lightning rod for controversy was the art. Longtime fans noticed that Fujimoto's art in part 2 is
Oh,
different. Some call it
yeah.
rushed, sketchy, even lazy, but others saw something else: intention,
Yeah.
the roughness of the line work, the looseness of the compositions. They mirrored Asa's internal state.
True.
These aren't clean fight
It was
scenes.
bad
They're
on
disjointed
purpose.
moments of horror and confusion. And as part 2 evolved, so did the art. Backgrounds became more abstract, handling grew more simple yet experimental. The manga began to resemble indie cinema rather than traditional shonen. And that's
True.
exactly the point. Fujimoto isn't just making manga; he's performing narrative deconstruction. He wants readers to feel uncomfortable, to question the meaning, and this
We
extends.
haven't
to
had the
art itself. It also
deconstruction thing in a while.
so it doesn't help that he himself has stated
Like a
he's tired of drawing.
2010s
Oh my god, he stated it. Oh my god, wait.
It also doesn't help that he himself has stated he's tired of drawing and wants to exclusively write in the future.
Wow.
Well, he
When
said
Denji
that
finally
before part 2 even.
appears in chapter 103, the internet exploded, but not in the way many expected. Instead of the triumphant return of our beloved Chainsaw Man, we get a sad, struggling teenage boy trying to get girls. Fujimoto again dodges expectations. Then she isn't a messiah or a monster. He's just a broke, desperate kid who doesn't know what he wants anymore. Some fans
I thought he was just like always.
tragic approach, while others felt betrayed. Where's the Chainsaw Man they loved? They didn't realize he's...
Did people think this when he came back? I mean, I wasn't there.
I don't remember this.
I feel kind of crazy. I don't know why. Like he didn't feel any different. He kind of felt like the same Denji. I don't know.
He wanted bitches. That's all he ever wanted.
That's the tragedy. Another point of contention: pacing. While part 1 moved like a chainsaw through butter, brutally fast and unpredictable, part 2 is more methodical. Some readers call it.
I just don't agree with this. I mean, we're gonna do it in a rewatch. We'll see, a reread, but like. So much more happens in part 2 than part 1.
Name one thing that happened.
Building psychological depth. The Yuko arc, for example, was both praised and criticized. A grounded, emotionally rich.
How many chapters do you think the Yuko arc was? Make a prediction. We can look it up.
Like 8 or maybe.
All right.
I can't tell if Leori wants me to say small.
I just want to see if it's like if you're going to overestimate how long it is, but go ahead. Let me think. Realistically, first we have to like define when it starts, but like
starts in like chapter 4. Goes to like chapter 12.
I don't even know. I feel like it'd be like 15 chapters. That's my guess. I don't know.
No, it's way shorter than that.
Okay, well, making a guess, or do I just check? I'm guessing 15.
8. I've said it 3 times.
All right, let's see. Okay, so I guess it's all the way from. Well, if we're including like
they're gonna count
from the first chapter until.
We'll just scroll and we'll read
it could be more than
titles
15 then. It could actually be more than 15. So
14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
If you click on it, it'll tell you the first appearance of each
8,
character.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
It says 14 at the top, you fucking idiot.
14. Oh, it lines up with this. That's perfect. So I was very close. All right, not bad.
No, because the first one doesn't count. I don't think the second one does either.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Storyline
finish this.
that ends in horrific tragedy. Yet it left some readers asking, what's the point? The Falling Devil arc pushed the surrealism even further. But again, fans were split. Is Fujimoto telling a story?
True, it was much more
Probably
surreal
the
than
most decisive element of all. It's
Devil.
Asa Mitaka herself. She's not charismatic like Denji. She's not cool like Makima. She's anxious, selfish, confused, and often very unlikable. But this is precisely what makes her a great character. She's not a power fantasy.
True.
She's a real teenage girl.
She's very
molded by
unlikable.
guilt, grief, and a desperate longing to be seen. In an era of over-designed,
But she's also funny.
True.
Asa is a breath of
Like
fresh air.
Denji.
Fujimoto isn't trying to make us like her. He's
No.
trying to make us understand her. Fans want Chainsaw Man to be cool.
True.
Fujimoto keeps
Ice
saying,
is not supposed to be likable.
I don't know. What is
It's not what
this?
this is. Chainsaw Man isn't about wish fulfillment. It's about how we cope with pain, in my opinion. Chainsaw Man Part 2 is controversial because it dares to challenge
Chainsaw Man's
its own
about
legacy.
pain.
Understand her. Fans want Chainsaw Man to be
Chainsaw
cool,
Man's about
violent,
jokes,
and
Leori.
effective. But Fujimoto
These
keeps
people are
saying, that's
retarded.
not what this is. Chainsaw Man isn't about wish fulfillment. It's about how we cope with pain, in my opinion. Chainsaw Man Part 2 is controversial because it dares to challenge its own legacy. It subverts the very genre it once revitalized. It refuses to give easy answers, clean art, or satisfying battles. Instead, it gives us anxiety, trauma, and alienation, all filtered through Fujimoto's deeply personal lens. That's not to say that all the criticisms are wrong. Some chapters do feel disjointed. Pacing can falter, and the art, while intentional, can be inconsistent. But these flaws don't detract from the vision. They are the vision.
What's the evidence?
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like the
All right.
His vibes, bro.
Well, that was interesting. Now I'm gonna
Today
read
I
chat,
learned
and that's it.
Poor Isa is not
True.
likable.
Yeah, we're not meant to like her. Oh my god.
She's an annoying bitch.
Is the final boss in Death Stranding a rabbit dog? I have no idea. He's right, by the way. I look at the read the Japanese versus English Frankie. Chapter 1 of Part 2 and Chapter 1 of Part 1 and 2 are the exact same thing. That's crazy. I think Fujimoto just sucks at character or monster designs. This video can't be real. Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, well.
Imagine thinking Fujimoto was bad at monster designs when he has literally the greatest monster design of all
The
time.
Falling Devil? Yeah, it's very true. It's a really good one.
No. We all know what it really is.
True. The Aging Devil? True. The Fire Devil? True.
No.
The Great
The Hell
Blood
Devil?
Devil? Oh my goodness, that was sick. All right.
That one was shitty.
Thanks for coming, guys. I'm out of here. See you next time, which who knows? Maybe it'll be soon. Maybe it won't be, but it definitely won't
Next
be 2 weeks.
Tuesday.
It'll probably be more recent than that.
You said that last time.
True.